I don't know if it's worth me pulling it up on my laptop or not.
It says I've just started it up and we're streaming now, so I should probably.
Shit.
Oh God, starting soon screen. Let's do that, shall we? Hey kids, ladies and gentlemen, and all. Am I able to sign into my YouTube as well as?
Oh yeah, it does say that we are live.
Oh.
Where's your starting soon thing?
It should just flick up now.
So you're just going to have us in there and then you're just going to flick it up like it's nothing.
Yeah. Right, I should be able to show
this
it.
kid.
Let's mute this site. And let's watch it on... Right. I'm in. I'm watching.
That's crazy. Can people hear us or no?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Let's see what's
right, we should be in.
Yes, sir. Oh. You'll have to let me know when you flip the screen.
Yeah. Are you watching the comments and stuff? Yeah. Awesome.
I am on it like a carbonate.
A carbonate. Right, I'm gonna flick the screen now.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Welcome to episode 13 of the Midnight Club podcast. I believe it is.
I believe
13,
so.
Isn't it?
How unlucky on a Friday.
Again, I swear we say this every single week, but I think it's mad that we've done 13.
You need better names for these. Nah.
No, definitely not. That we might, the titles and stuff might get changed when they go up as a YouTube video. On the stream, we're just kind of gonna keep it as like episodes.
Yeah.
So,
how are we, Jack?
yeah, I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. I've been kind of like I've had a creative flourish recently, and I've got like a million ideas going through my head at once of YouTube videos I want to make and things I want to do and such. So I've been kept occupied, definitely.
That's good. That's what you want to do, right?
Yeah, I think so. No, it definitely is. It definitely is. How are you?
Yeah, I'm surviving, getting through.
Yeah.
Doing what I need to do in life.
Yeah.
I'm in the same place as you. I've been working on a few things for videos here and there, but not quite the videos themselves, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I showed you earlier. Obviously, it's all top secret.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited to have what's happening. I think actually this will be, because we wouldn't have spoken about it last week. So I think something we can talk about straight away actually is you and your recent change in like YouTube schedule and stuff. I don't know if you want to go over that a bit, because that's quite an interesting, not a big move that you've made, but it's quite you've changed things up a bit.
It is different for me. I'll tell you that much for free. No, long story short is I just got to a stage where I wasn't happy with what I was uploading. I was like, I'd come home from work, so I don't finish work till like 10 o'clock, have a bath, eat, sit on my computer, be like 12 o'clock, and need a video for the next day, and I was just like, I'll just chuck anything out. Yeah. But now there's a bit more care.
Yeah, so as reference for anyone who doesn't know, Ed was doing daily uploads.
Yes.
And you did that for...
Not anymore.
You did that for what? 40 days? 45-ish days straight, I think?
Yeah, something like that.
And you were smashing it out, and I think from sort of behind the scenes and knowing you and chatting to you and stuff, like, it had been really good and you'd wanted to keep it going, but you got to a point where you were kind of, not so much burning yourself out, but like you said, you got to a point where you weren't ahead of yourself as much as you had been at the beginning.
It was more, I wanted to make better content, and in order to make better content, nice can of Lucozade.
Thank you.
I've not seen one of those.
If you'd like to sponsor them, in that
God's sake, here it goes again. Sponsor Syndicate, don't they? Well, they did. I don't know if they do anymore. They did. I don't know if they do now.
Going to a small-time content creator like him and not asking us.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Syndicate, if you would like to come on the Midnight podcast, or if you would like to sponsor the Midnight, I'm joking. Anyway, yeah, carry on.
But no, it was more, I wanted the time to be able to have like a day to edit something, and like, I feel like once you've recorded something, you like put it into like post-production.
Yeah.
And you watch it yourself, and then you're like, oh, it's good. But until you've like watched that video all the way through, and then you stop and think, oh, okay, well, I could put that in there and that in there, then I feel like otherwise you just like I was literally just editing it, putting an intro, putting an outro. Usually not an outro. I usually forget, and I'd sometimes forget an intro and just whack it up like, oh yeah, that would do.
I know definitely from like my side of it, like if I've recorded something for a video, or like if I've done a video that's a cut down from my stream and I've cut down the parts, I don't want to record something and edit it in the same day, because then I feel like I'm rushing it through. So like you said, to have just a couple of days to focus on a video and make it really makes the difference. And if you were to try and do it all in a day, even a 5-minute video with the editing that you're doing, like you said, with you putting more into the editing that you're doing, like it takes the whole day. It really does. It
and my laptop is so slow. Like literally, if I put text in on Resolve, it will literally it'll either take like 2 minutes so I can click on it on the text, or it will crash.
Yeah.
So like literally, I have to do like one edit, save project, right, cut down a clip, save project, right, put in the edit I want to put in. So that takes forever.
Yeah,
it's getting to where I want it to be.
Yeah, definitely the content that you've put out since making that change, like that you can see there's quite a drastic difference in like the production behind
there.
it.
Nothing's perfect, but it's getting there.
And I think you can see your enjoyment and love to what you've made more recently, like the Pokemon stuff you're doing. Like you've actually come to me for the first time in a while and said like, oh mate, look at this edit I've done for this video, or look at the intro I've done for this. I think it's really funny, I'm enjoying it. Which is something you want to be able to say about your own content, is like be excited for what you're putting out and be able to say to people like, I'm actually really proud of what I've put out here, I want you to see this because I like this. And the ability to be able to have that is really good. And I think at what like you said with the daily uploads, at one point you lost it because you were just so grinding it out, get it done, get it out there.
I'm gonna stop you quick.
Yes.
Now there's a certain someone in chat who has just said, "Hey Ed."
Hey Ed.
And that certain someone has just doomed our friend who is sat next to me. Well, not sat next to me, but you know what I mean.
Ah, okay. So I've just clocked onto who. Hey Sam.
Now,
hey Sam.
Mr. Sam, what have you done?
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Jack streams on Twitch.
Yes.
Twitch.tv/LiquixZombie.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And he's basically got this thing set up. If anyone wants to be immortalised on Jack's body, that if you donate, is it over £100?
£100 or more.
£100 or more, and he will get his name tattooed on you.
Yes.
On him, not on you. So he completed an Easter egg, I think I'm right in saying, on zombies.
So I was doing a zombie stream, and Sam was actually with me in it, doing the Easter egg with me.
I saw that.
And literally as we finished the Easter egg, and as a bit of reference for how the setup is, like obviously the camera where it is at the moment, I'm looking at my computer monitor, and like a 90-degree angle is the screen that I look at my like Xbox games on, where the camera was before. So all I heard in my ear was the birding of something popping up on my stream. And I looked over like, what is that? Like something's happened, like someone's followed or subbed or something.
Yeah.
I looked over and I saw Sam's name. I was like, what an idiot. He's like, what a legend. He's gifted a sub or something. And then all I see is has donated, and it came up in dollars, so it was like $138. And I was like, shit. And I was like, I don't know the currency exchange rates or anything, but I assume...
Hey Jack with like little smug faces.
Yeah, hey Sam, thank you. But as soon as I saw that, and I was like, I'm pretty sure, I have a feeling that is the currency exchange rate for £100. Knowing Sam, that's what that's for. And so I have.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check. You're not getting conned.
No, it was. I've checked my PayPal already. It is exactly £100. It was like 130.
Oh, did you say it was 138?
136.
Oh well, I'm afraid it's $138.17.
Hold on. Let me. I sent this.
I've just rescued you a tattoo.
Well, Sam actually sent me $138.19. So.
What a guy!
I know. So I've messaged my tattoo artist Dan. He hasn't seen it yet because obviously it's quite late at night for us. But I've already mentioned it in the past to him that this is something I was going to have done, and so the barking bee is the first name that shall be tattooed on my leg of donation names.
That's crazy.
there's hopefully it might be the last one as well. Now, I do love tattoos, and it's a thing that's there, but I've never wanted to be like
covered in people's names.
Yeah, no. The thing with the donations as well was I made it quite.
Can't wait till the day you have kids. Oh, Dad, what's the barking bee?
Son, that is a legend.
Who's Moya Lester?
Yeah, so there is a bit of a like the rewards thing I've got for donations. I've got a Google Documents page that's got them all written down, and it has got some like little stipulations of like for the tattoo.
Yeah.
Like, if your name's not right to be tattooed on me or right for stream, we will change it up a little bit so that I don't mind it being tattooed on me.
Sam said if it's not enough, he can always donate more.
No, Sam, that's plenty. There's plenty.
Sam, I'd like my name tattooed, so if you'd like to donate in my
honor. No, don't.
But no, back to where we were. Post-production, blah, 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 editing, all that fun.
Yeah, it can really... like it's very fun. When you're making something you want to be making and you're enjoying it and you're liking how it comes out, it's very rewarding. It's very fun to do. I do love editing. And I know that you said you're the same, but it is a grind. And we've always said it. The smallest little silly edit you want to put on something that you know you want on there is the one that will take you 6 hours.
Do you ever get it? Right, this is genuine, like, biggest thing that bugs me. So you've got like a clip. Let's say the clip's this big.
Yeah.
And you delete it, and for some reason it takes another clip with it.
Yes.
And then like it clips all your audio in weird places, and then you're like,
What's he saying?
Nah, it was Abby saying that my camera's a bit blurry, followed by seems better now. My camera does go blurry sometimes.
Yeah, I think it focuses in and out a bit. I don't.
Yeah, so it's.
I don't know.
I think it's something to do with the light behind me. So if I stay two movement, is two movement? Oh,
if I stay two movement,
it's late. Oh, I've not been sleeping well.
There goes one of our big clips.
I've been sleeping well. It's not my fault. He says drinking a Monster at 1 a.m. because I've not been sleeping well. Tell you what else is new this week.
What's that?
I've been healthy. I've had a healthy week.
Oh, only 3 monsters a day.
No, it's actually 3 monsters a week.
Fucking Jesus Christ!
And fruit salads for breakfast.
Oh, you said something to me about fruit salad, didn't you? I didn't really read the message, but I swear you said something about fruit salad.
Oh yeah. I said get yourself sat down for this one.
Yeah, that was it.
But no, it's been a just been on a bit of a health grind food wise.
Yeah, and it's
And do you know what? I rediscovered?
What?
Fajitas.
Oh, fajitas are top tier.
Jeez.
Fajitas are top tier.
Nice, all right.
Yeah, they're top tier.
Because like when I was a kid, like I remember my parents made them. I'm like, fajitas for tea. That's so rubbish. I made them and I ate it, and I was like, ooh.
Damn.
Viva la Mexico, eh?
We did. We had like spicy chicken breast burgers for dinner tonight.
Oh yeah.
And like
I had a Nando's in the week.
Mexican savoury rice. Oh yeah, that overrated piece of trash.
Yeah, like you did a podcast, or I would have left. So I get it. I get the whole like it's overrated. It's expensive for what it is.
Yeah, I think
that's the problem.
That was my main thing. Was everyone was putting it out as being like it's like on the same level as McDonald's, KFC. It's cheap fast food, and I went there and I was like, no, it's a sit down eat place.
I don't think KFC is that cheap though.
It is for us. Shannon's got a blue light card. We get 25% off KFC.
Oh well, yeah, that's fine. I used to get it 50% off. But not anymore. But yeah, you buy a boneless banquet. What's that? £7, $6.99.
Something like that.
That ain't filling me up.
I do not get like 2 meals when I'm there. I'm not gonna lie. You don't get.
There is no guest tonight, Nathan.
That.
Yeah, sorry about my webcam going blurry. You just have to deal with it. Not in a horrible way.
Yeah. Anyone watching the podcast, thank you for being here. The quality is not quite what it used to be, but fucking deal with it.
Yeah, pretty much. but no, look, I'm not like the fattest lad in the world. I don't know. It is annoying me now that you've mentioned it, though. Because I've just gone full screen, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Never had Manders, then again, I'm pescatarian.
Oh, interesting.
No,
I mean, me and Shannon hoping to do a health kick soon. She's got 2 weeks off starting Monday.
It's really annoying me.
We've got our gym memberships, and we're going to start like doing the gym. Like even if we're only going for 10-20 minutes at a time, we want to go like 3-4 times a week, to really get fit. So
is this like when you wanted to do a health kick, and I said, "Hey, you should come on a dog walk with me," and you were like, "Yeah, I will." Here we are. How many months on?
Health kick, not waking up early.
I take the dog out like 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Like I said, not waking up early.
I go out in me sliders.
But,
okay, actually. Oh, Morgan said he's trying to bulk and he's struggling to afford the food. Well, that's on you for trying to bulk. I'm trying to lose the weight, so why don't we swap?
More every time our food goes out of date and we're about to throw it away, I'll bring it round to you, and if there's any scraps you want in there, you're more than welcome to have it, mate.
We don't really waste that much food, really.
Oh, no, actually, Morgan, if you want to bulk, genuinely come around ours for dinner every night. Shannon makes enough food for 8 people. Like,
oh, she's a feeder.
She is.
That's what my mum's like.
Have you seen the size of me? Of course she's a fucking feeder.
Honestly, my mum used to make lasagna. Shout out to my mum's lasagna, because it was nice. But
I love lasagna. A good
bear
lasagna
in mind,
is banging.
we're a family of 4.
Yeah.
And she'd bring out a lasagna dish. I can't even like show you in size proportion. Here's an Xbox controller for comparison.
Yeah.
And the dish would be like this big.
Jesus.
And like that wide.
Jesus.
And she'd just whack it down on the table. And we'd all have like a reasonable sized piece like this.
Yeah.
And then there's like literally.
See, Shannon's
10 months left.
Special is like when like we got a slow cooker for Christmas, and it's the best thing ever. Like, it's so easy to use. And then like, let's say we're making spag bowl, she'll be like, "Oh yeah, this will be fine." She puts in the whole thing of spaghetti, and there's 2 of us. She puts in the whole pack of spaghetti, and then she's like, "Oh, we haven't got enough." She's like, "We haven't got enough bolognese to go with it." So she'll make more, put it in the slow cooker, and then she goes to plate
it up. Of course you fucking don't. If she's using a whole pack of spaghetti.
And then we sit down and we're like, "Shit, we've plated up a massive bowl for both of us, and the pan is still overflowing with spaghetti." And like, we're then like, we need to get through this somehow. So, yeah.
We've had some comments in chat.
Okay.
Morgan said he's currently eating loads of granola because I'm starving and I have to eat. He's had 5 meals today. Who do you think you are, CR7?
That's what you're meant to do, isn't it? Fuck, isn't it Eddie Hall that has like 14 meals a day?
Yeah, I think so. I know Ronaldo has 6.
No, it's Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw has 14 meals a day.
Sam also said he's trying to lose weight, but Mackey's after training is too good. But here's what I'm putting out there. Since lockdown, I've had McDonald's twice, maybe 3 times, twice or 3 times, and this made me feel so shit.
I've had McDonald's like twice a week minimum.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that.
I know, it's so take like fast food and takeaways for us has been just the main thing, really.
Thing is, I work in takeaway, so I have like that option every single day to have takeaway, and I honestly I never take it home.
Yeah.
The only time I used to like bring stuff home would be like tonight. Tonight's a good night to because I'm in a rush.
Or you take something away with you for maybe some dark underworld trades with me.
Yeah, or with someone we know who works in an Indian.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Food with him sometimes, yeah.
Name begins with N? You were about to say? Yeah, okay, I know who you mean.
But more, I remember we did like fried chicken, and there was always fried chicken left at the end of the night, and I was like, bring it back for Morgan when he used to stay at mine a lot.
Yeah.
And the farts that boy would produce off that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was genuinely labelled the insert company name chicken farts.
Was it actually?
Every single time that boy touched it, it was just like he would just went off like a cannon.
I'll tell you
and
what.
we used to play Beat Saber. You ever play that on VR?
Yes, yeah.
And you'd be like in your zone, and be like, and then
yeah.
What the fuck is that?
God, this game's in 4D.
Yeah, literally.
I'll tell you what, the place that you work, I like the chicken wings that you do.
You like all the food because you always order.
Actually, no. I'll tell you what. There's one food item on there that I've had like twice, and I've not been super impressed with it.
You're gonna say mozzarella sticks?
No, I'm not actually.
Oh, okay.
I'll say it off camera. I'm not gonna.
Just say it. No one knows where I work.
It's the like chicken strips, chicken tenders.
Oh, the fillets.
Yeah, it just needs a bit more, a bit bland.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I'd say.
I'm with you. Cheats Farts was another level. I've just said the name. God damn it. I've been catfished.
I've doxed myself.
Boop. Okay, moving on.
We somehow tangented off of like editing and stuff, though, didn't we? But...
The thing, yeah, I know, but the thing is, right, with our food, like we do pizzas, right?
Yeah, that's what you were more known for. Like you had a bit of a rebrand at one point, didn't you? Of like what the menu was, and it was always mainly a pizza place, and then you added quite a lot to the menu and.
Yes, but now we're more like 50-50, which isn't good business-wise, but it is what it is. But the thing is, like, this goes for Pizza Hut, Domino's, like a kebab house, anything like that. I don't like the pizzas. The only pizzas I really like is like stone baked, like in a pizza oven, like done properly. Oh, that's so much better.
I'd say genuinely, like, I'll tell you what, I'm one of these people that I think I'm part of a little cult now, but if I'm really craving a pizza, I'm going to get like a Morrison Sainsbury's.
100%.
Like, yeah.
100%. We have genuinely had someone order a pizza. One pizza, this is. They spent £26 on it.
Jesus.
One pizza.
Yeah.
I go to Asda, I spend £3. I love every single second of it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think in my old age I'm getting a bit stingy. Like I hate spending money on anything now.
I'm the same. Unless it's like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff. I've spent
before.
Money
Honestly, before if Hickey was about, you could ask him. Literally, I'd get paid. I'd spend like £100 on Madden, buy loads of food, just like literally splash money on everything, like clothes, anything. And now I'm like, I found a 50p. I really, or like I have like holes in clothes and stuff. And I'll be like, yeah, but
I'm the same. For me, I know for me it's since I've moved out because I've gone from paying like £150 a month, £150 a month rent to my mum, just as like housekeeping, to paying like having a minimum £700 outgoing, and only getting a little bit more than that because of furlough. And like
so
kind of realising, right, I've actually got 20-30 quid tops per week maybe as like usable money, and most of that I want to try and spend on maybe like treating me and Shannon to a nice dinner or something like.
Yeah,
and like,
well, your nice dinner's blooming takeaway, you prick.
Well, yeah, it is, but that's like you said though. That's the thing as well. If you're getting a takeaway as a nice dinner, you're spending 20-30 quid. Like,
yeah, the thing is the world's taken like a massive culture change. Whereas before you'd go out for dinner, but that isn't really a massively done thing anymore.
No.
Like people would rather get a takeaway. Like, let's just get a takeaway.
Yeah.
I'd rather go out, spend like £50 on like a sit-down meal than spend £30 on the takeaway.
Yeah.
And then I know people are like, but it means no mess and all that rubbish. I don't care. I'd rather go to a restaurant. It's so much nicer.
I don't have to do the washing up afterwards if we go to a restaurant.
I mean, if you eat out of a pizza box, anyway.
Yeah, true.
But I'm not with it. I'm not with this whole takeaway system.
I do like takeaways. Like we have quite a lot of takeaways. Something we want to change with our health and our diets and stuff. But we have recently a lot of takeaways.
The only takeaways I get is stuff that I probably couldn't cook myself.
Yeah.
So, like, I'll get, like, salt and pepper chicken from a Chinese because we don't have a fryer here.
I think if there's, like, a big difference in the food culture, so I know when we say a Chinese takeaway, like, it's English Chinese food, isn't it? It's not proper...
Yeah.
Or like original Chinese food, but
no,
a lot of the foods that you're still getting from there probably aren't the things that are the easiest things to make at home or whatever.
I mean, I've taught myself how to make a lot of it.
Yeah, but you end up then a lot of the ingredients you're buying the weird ingredients that are actually really expensive because you can't buy them as bulk little.
Oh, both Morgan and Abby are going to get behind me in chat. Probably Sam as well. If you want to eat healthy, it's so much more expensive than eating like crap food.
Yeah. If you want to eat healthy and not get bored of it, yeah.
Like someone said to me, like, "Oh yeah, you can buy like pasta and sauce and stuff." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, but that's not like a proper meal. Like you want So if like I wanted some chicken, some vegetables to go in it, like you're gonna spend like £2-3.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'll get like quite a few out of it. But if I want to buy a pizza from Tesco's, I think it's 69p, which is a brilliant price.
Yeah,
fantastic. For a pepperoni pizza that I can just whack in the freezer.
Yeah, it's. I think that's the issue. Is fast, mass-produced food. The whole point of it being so cheap is that it's got really shit ingredients in. Like, it's the stuff that isn't great for you, that isn't organic, and all this. Like, it is bad. It's trying to find that weird. Like, I'm quite easygoing when it comes to food. I could literally eat like tuna pasta every meal, every day, non-stop.
Got things dolphin like in it, mate.
Oh shit, yeah, fuck. But it says it's dolphin free.
Yeah,
dolphin safe.
Does anyone inspect that? Oh yeah, but they go out once a year, but they can be bribed.
They can be bribed. Yeah, I love that.
Nice.
But yeah, so I'm quite easygoing when it comes to food. Like I could quite easily just eat the same thing over and over again and not get bored. Shannon,
I do get bored.
I don't. I will just eat whatever's put in front of me, basically. Like,
I mean, to be fair, I have like a fairly routine diet. Like I eat a lot of pizza. But then you can change what you have on it. You ever had banana on pizza?
I haven't, but a lot of people have said about it.
Do you like pineapple?
Yeah, I'll eat it.
So ham, pineapple, banana on a pizza, game changer.
That does sound quite nice, actually. I'm one of these. I don't know. Everyone says that you either have to love pineapple pizza or it's not there. I'm really impartial to it. Like if it's there, I'll eat it. I probably would.
Oh, I love it. I think it's the best thing on pizza.
I probably wouldn't pick it. If it's pizza, I'm quite plain. I'll have like a really cheesy pizza, maybe a meat feast. But I'm never going to turn my nose up to pineapple on pizza. I'll always be like, oh yeah, this is really nice. I'll eat this. Like,
I mean, the thing that going back off of pizza, that like stands out to me, and Morgan's just mentioned it in chat. Then is like me and Morgan would go to the co-op down the road. And literally, like, Morgan would get himself some snacks. So he'd get, like, some granola bars, maybe, like, a bit of flapjack. And, like, he'd try and get, like, a wrap that was healthy. And he'd spend, like, £8.
Yeah.
And I'd get, like, 6 sausage rolls, 2 bags of chocolate, like, crisps. And it might be, like, £4. I'd be like, ting,
well, when you can pick up, like, a big bag of Doritos for, like, £1.
90p at the moment.
A whole packet of chocolate digestives or... No, a double pack of custard creams for like 55p.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And like, what else are you gonna do? Like, oh, actually, so here's a big thing. Have you? We're talking about healthy foods and stuff. Have you seen recently the thing about naked smoothies? You know, the really famous smoothie brand.
I've seen that going on for a while, but they're really bad for you.
Yeah, so basically, they were all over their packaging. They were saying that they're natural. It's all natural ingredients, which was complete lies. They're actually owned by the Pepsi company.
Nice.
It's pumped full of sugar. They're terrible for you.
You sure they're not owned by Coke?
I thought Coke was owned by the Pepsi company. PepsiCo. I'm sure it's owned by PepsiCo. It's something like that. It's owned by like Coca-Cola or the PepsiCo or something. I'm sure Coca-Cola is owned by PepsiCo.
Oh yeah, Coca-Cola is owned by Pepsi. Damn.
Yeah, PepsiCo is like one of the biggest companies in the world when it comes.
Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah. But.
Oh wait. Oh, hold on. You might be wrong. Brands. Here we go. I'm getting into this.
Yeah, PepsiCo's fucking massive. There's like 5 titans of the food world, and I think it's like Nestle, PepsiCo, Wrigley's.
It doesn't actually tell you. I think
it's probably legally not allowed to because of what they own that they shouldn't. It's like Marvel, isn't it? PepsiCo is like the Marvel of the food world. Let's put it that way.
No. Okay, so they're separate things.
Yeah. Okay. Naked Smoothies. The Naked Company is owned by one of them, basically. And like they're really not very good for you. And they lost this this massive legal dispute, and the only thing they had to change was that they're not allowed on anywhere on the packaging now to be called natural. That they're natural drinks. But they don't have to change anything. They don't have to change the fact that they're putting them out as fruit juice and good for you or anything. They just aren't allowed the word natural on there, which is mad. And when you look into the ingredients and what they are, they're so bad for you. But they're like now the mass-produced health drink, aren't they? Like, they're up there with the titans of like the what are the really famous smoothies? What's the smoothie company?
Innocent
smoothies, yeah.
Yeah.
Like naked smoothies are now like on that level. Yeah, it's stupid.
I mean, Sam said on topic of sugar in Coke and fruit are the exact same sugar as sugar. There are no good sugars.
Yeah.
But fruit is fairly good for you, right?
It depends what it is. So when I had a health kick like a couple of years ago, I was talking to someone that I work with, and I was like, yeah, it's going really well. I'm eating loads of fruit. I'm eating like loads of grapes. And she said, okay, that's fine, but you don't want to eat loads of grapes because that is just the same sugar intake as as eating the chocolate or drinking the Coke that you were drinking. There's no difference. Like, it hasn't got the extra shit to it, but sugar intake
kicking off.
Sugar intake's the same. Like, eating loads of grapes, like I was thinking I was eating really healthy because grapes are fruit.
Yeah.
Grapes are actually so high in sugar, it's unbelievable. Like,
so Morgan will now be able to tell me if my fruit salad is really bad for me. So I have like one apple, a banana, some grapes, and like the occasional peach. But my peaches aren't ripe at the moment, so I can't eat them.
The apple's good. Grapes are can be dodgy depending.
I only have like 5 or 6 grapes.
That should be alright. Bananas, you want to limit yourself to like one a day.
Apparently, that's what I have, one a day. Apparently, we're triggering Morgan, so I'm enjoying this.
Oh, this is fun.
I enjoy triggering Morgan. Morgan, why don't you play some Minecraft, bro?
This is an issue, a weird one. This is something about. This is a weird issue for me for eating fruit to get healthy. I'm allergic to apples, allergic to peaches, allergic to plums. Anything that's got
allergic.
Yeah.
So if you eat them, boosh.
It's not a horrific allergy, but it's more like a nuisance allergy. So it's my lips tingle, my throat feels like there's something constantly stuck in it. I can breathe and stuff, but you know when you get hay fever and you feel like you need to itch your throat, it's like that. It's almost like bad hay fever symptoms, and it's any fruit that's got like an orange or red pigment in the skin.
Okay.
Green apples, I get it as well. Weirdly.
Cherries?
I'm all right with berries and cherries and stuff.
I said, but they've got red.
Yeah, but things like strawberries, I'm absolutely fine with. But it's strawberries I'm not. Strawberries I'm not. But like cranberries and stuff like cranberries, I can have absolutely fine. But yeah, plums, peaches, apples, strawberries, I can't have, and it's so odd.
That explains why you're always itching when you see my cheeks.
That's the ticket, yeah.
Yep, that's what I was going to
go. I'm going red because I have a crush on you, obviously.
Morgan said, whoever told you that eating grapes is the same as eating chocolate should never advise about health again.
Well, it wasn't quite the same. It was more just talking about the sugar intake. I'm paraphrasing a bit, but she was basically saying like the amount of sugar that's in grapes, because I was eating a lot of grapes. I was eating a lot of grapes.
Sugar's still good for you in a sense. Like it gives you energy.
You need sugar, but I think the sugar amount in grapes is very high.
I mean,
green grapes are all right for you.
That's what I eat. Green. I don't like the red ones so much.
Red, and I think they're called black grapes, but they're like purple. Are the ones that.
God, when did this just become us talking about grapes? From How Are You and editing?
I do like grapes.
But I love grapes. You can't beat a grape.
Grapes,
well, you can.
Grapes I'm alright eating as well, weirdly. Fine with grapes.
Go on then, top 3 fruit. Hit me with it.
Oh, banana number 1. Fucking love banana.
Banana's great. I would put it at number 1.
Banana flavoured everything. I just fucking love. Like, banoffee pie is one of my favourite things.
Oh. I don't know if you ever used to have it. Tesco's used to bang a banoffee pie.
Oh, yeah. But a banoffee pie, if I see it when I'm out and about, I'm buying a banoffee pie. Like,
we sell banoffee pie.
Do you? Oh, yes, you do. Yeah, I've had it. Yeah, I have had it. It's
okay. A lot of people... Right. Do you know what? We had a lot... I had someone ring back saying, I asked you for a banoffee pie and you sent me a coffee cake. And I was like, we don't do coffee cake.
No, it definitely isn't a coffee cake that you do.
And then they ordered it again. They rang back like, you've given us that again. And I said, no.
It's more like a banoffee cake slice, though, than a pie, isn't it? It's not so much like... But, top three fruits.
I think we fully triggered Morgan. You just said, did she break down the difference in sugars and what the sugars from fruit do compared to different sugars? I bet she didn't.
No, she didn't. She didn't.
Morgan sat at home and he's literally
like... top 3 fruits is tough. I'd probably say bananas, grapes, and then... mango, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, but no one sits there and just eats a mango, right? Maybe like mango flavoured things, but I couldn't see you like cracking into a mango.
I eat mango chunks. I get the little pots of mango chunks.
Yeah, but that's like dodgy fruit, isn't it? It's like the pineapple I have at work.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It's like in syrup.
Yeah, true.
Strawberry, banana, nectarine, grapes, oranges, says Sam. I mean, I'd probably go. Apple's probably my favourite. But I don't like apple. This is the thing. If I like the fruit, I don't like flavoured things of it. So I like apple, but I don't like apple flavoured things.
I'm the other. I can't eat apples, but I like apple flavoured things.
If you gave me like an apple flavoured drink, unless it was apple juice, I'd hate it.
Here's the other weird thing. I can eat things like apple pie, apple crumble, anything that it's either mashed up in or it's cooked. I can eat it.
Okay.
I think whatever's in the pigment in the skin or something that gets destroyed whenever it's cooked or mashed up.
Yeah. Okay.
Enzymes in it, but yeah, very, very odd. But yeah, I love apple flavoured things. Banana flavoured stuff is the go-to, is the goat. Banana is a goated fruit, even though it's a nut. No, berry.
Oh God, I'd be some idiot. She put in chat saying that she used to like hate bananas, and if she like ate it, it'd make her throw up, or like that sort of thing, like the smell, or just anything banana related, make her throw up. Went to Zaza Bazaar and she had a banoffee pie, thinking it was just a quirky name for toffee.
Oh no.
Tit. Morgan has also gone in there with I really, 3 reallys, just so you know, disagree with a lot of Weight Watchers and so on, because they don't help people change their lifestyles. They look for the quick fix, and it makes it worse for people in the future.
I fully agree with that on when it comes to these famous diets and fad diets, like what was it? The one my mum tried once, and I was fucking horrified by it.
Slim Fast, maybe?
Is that the one where it's just like you have like a smoothie and a cereal bar?
Yeah, milkshakes and stuff like that.
And I was literally horrified. I was like, no, don't do that.
You can't replace food with milkshakes.
You can't starve yourself. Like you can.
No, it just makes your body just retains the fat tanks. It's like where you're starving me.
And it literally was. It was one milkshake and one like little granola-esque bar a day, and it was like, bro, no, don't do that. That is not safe, not healthy. Like.
I mean, weirdly, the only reason I'm eating healthy isn't because I'm getting fat. It's more like because I thought it would help my mental health out a bit.
Yeah.
Just because having a good routine makes you feel better about yourself. Like you wake up, you do something, then obviously I take the dog out and he's a prick.
When I did my health eating stint, I did it for like 3 months and I was doing really well with it. And the thing that I found more than anything, it was like the energy in the morning, waking up, like just general energy through the day. And for me personally, it was like kind of what's going on inside my body. Like I get really bad acid reflux, I get really bad heartburn and stuff, and like it vanished when I was eating well. It was so much better. And like it's back now because my diet's absolute fucking tragic. But
I can back that.
Yeah. But so like I know when I eat healthy I feel better. Like I feel at the moment so sluggish. I feel huge. I feel sluggish.
Yeah.
That's what I want to get rid of because I know like,
that's what I can't deal with McDonald's. As soon as I finish it, I'm like I feel shite.
I get that with KFC. Like I love KFC, but it's so greasy and heavy that I just feel like a slob.
Oh yeah, I don't know if do you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I've seen parts of it. I've seen a couple of episodes on TV recently.
There's a bit where they go on like an extreme diet and they can literally have like a tiny slither of melon.
Oh, I saw part of that episode where it's Terry Crews' character and the two women.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I've seen. I think I caught the second half of that episode. It was like the first one I ever watched. Literally, we've only had a actual telly the last 2 months, so we've just been binge, like it's always on in the background no matter what we're doing with stuff, so I think I caught on to that. You've
just reminded me of something. I need to ask Morgan something quick because I know he's in chat. Morgan, did you start watching Naruto? Because if you did, I want to know if it's good because I want to start watching it.
I've never watched Naruto. I want to start watching My Hero Academia. A couple of friends of ours, I don't want to say last names, but you mentioned Hickey earlier, and then you've got the other Josh and Matt.
Oh dear, I've frozen.
You've frozen.
Claudia. Yeah. Okay, I'm back.
You've got blonde Josh, and then you've got Matt, who obviously you went to school with.
Yeah.
And they've been going on to me for ages now saying, watch My Hero Academia. Apparently it's incredible. And I've seen one clip of it, and it is really good. And I'm like, oh, I might watch that.
Oh, I might have to watch that.
Oh, do you want me to send you the one? Actually, no, I won't send the clip because I think it's quite an important part.
What's it called?
My Hero Academia.
Academia. I actually misspelled that. You've noted it down.
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah.
No, it was Japanese and couldn't be asked with that. I'll find the English dub. Oh, I'll send you a link to the English dub later if you want, Morgan, after this. But I think healthy eating's like, I get that sometimes it's like, oh, I want chocolate, but that's fine. Because like, Morgan won't mind me saying that he's a bit of a brick shit house, but he'll have the occasional chocolate bar. Like, you don't have to be so strict on yourself that you never have things that you enjoy. It's just don't have it every single day. Don't have chocolate every single day.
I'll tell you what as well, and this is again something that I found that little bit, and my mum has found hugely because she's been dieting really well. She wouldn't mind me saying that she's a large woman and she wants to lose a lot of weight. So she has been quite strict. But the one thing that she found after like 2-3 months of doing it, she tried to have it was either a chocolate bar or a milkshake or something. And she said it was horrid. She went to have it and it was just too sweet. She couldn't deal with it. Like, she cut out a lot of just sweet food.
Yeah.
Was one of the things. And she went back to it and said she couldn't eat it. It was way too sweet. So you kind of like... I think if you're trying to diet and you're trying to eat healthy, I always said when I was doing it, the first, like... I don't know, like 4 to 6 weeks are the hardest. Once you get past that point, it just becomes natural for you to be... You get used to what you're eating.
The thing is, though, I adjust really fast. So now, literally, I wake up and I'm like, oh, what fruit am I having for breakfast?
Yeah.
But I don't normally eat breakfast.
It's almost quite an excitement as well, isn't it? I find it quite I'm eating healthy and I'm excited to be doing it. And, like, what can I now do with healthy eating?
Morgan, do you want me to play this snap out loud, by the way? Because Morgan said he sent me a voice snap. But the thing is, right, is I wouldn't say it's excitement. I'd say it's more... I don't know. Sometimes it's a bit of like a grind in itself. Like earlier, I was like, right, I've got to cook. I know I've got to cook. I was making spaghetti bolognese.
Love tobacco. Love it.
It's great. I thought I'll have it for dinner, but then I was like, can I actually be bothered to cook it, or should I just put some chips in the oven?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, do you know what? I'll cook it, and then I froze like another portion in, like for another day.
I need to throw this out to you. Meals that you cook at home. What are like your top 3 favourite meals to just have like home food? Not even that you're cooking, but just as home food, what are your top 3 meals? I feel like spag bowl has to be goated as one of the best for everyone.
I don't know.
Spag bowl is top tier.
I've been put off spag bowl by some other people's spag bowls.
Oh, that's...
It's like you go to like a different house and like it's not right, and you're like, ooh.
See, my family's always had a bit of a controversial ingredient in spag bowl that people like. Not ingredient, it's a flavourant. And it's nutmeg. Using nutmeg in spag bowl, and it's it's banging. And loads of people are like, "Oh, that's disgusting. Why would you do that?" I'm like, bro. Mushroom as well for me. I love mushroom, so mushroom in spag bowl's good. But Shannon hates it.
I will get into this. Let me find Morgan's Snapchat if it's come through, and we'll listen to this, and then we will move in this direction.
Just to eat healthy doesn't mean you have to clean your diet perfectly. It just means eat in moderation and be careful. Make slight little changes each day. Those little changes become habits. Those habits become a lifestyle. I don't eat perfectly clean because, I mean, that's not human.
That's
You're
what I
going
said.
to break if you do that. If you're going to go from one extreme to the other, it's not going to work. Just little changes.
I feel like Pretty should have been in that video, but yes, very good.
Very well said from someone who does know what he's talking about with it. But
very much so.
It is completely right. Like, you can't just go like, right, I'm gonna eat healthy now, cut out all sugar, all fatty food, and literally go fucking just all I eat is like a full vegan diet or whatnot. Like, it has to be done in moderation. You have to work yourself into it. And like people say, it does make sense. Let's say you eat takeaway 4 times a week every week, and you want to start eating healthy. Don't cut out every takeaway you're ever gonna have, but maybe try and cut it down to 2 takeaways a week, and swap those
maybe
2. To like just a slightly healthier meal. Or let's say, Ed's a good example there. Let's say you drink energy drinks. Try and swap energy drinks out for something else. Like, if there's one thing you have a lot of that's not good for you, try and swap that one thing out at a time. Go like one thing at a time. Because you will be getting healthier from it as you go, and you'll be getting more used to it. Don't just go cold turkey.
Work,
fucking ruin it.
At work now, I only drink water.
Yeah.
So, but because it's hot in the kitchen, like I normally drink like I've got Abby's like sippy cup thing. It's like this tall, like the thin one with the straw, and I have like 3 of them at work. And then everyone's like, "Why are you always pissing?" I'm like, "Shut up." The only time I drink energy drinks now is if I know I need to stay up, or if like I'm recording a YouTube video. Like if I was recording now, which I will be tomorrow. I'm streaming. Be there.
What time are you streaming? I meant to ask you. This isn't just a stream.
Whenever I get shit done.
This isn't just a podcast question. This is something I meant to ask you anyway. Do you know what time you want to stream?
No. It's basically just going to be like when I get shit done. Obviously, I got to come home, cook, clean myself.
Are you talking like at night or?
Yeah.
Right,
so it'd probably be like midnight again. But if I know I need to stay awake and be like lively,
that's around about the sort of same time that I finish my stream, so that would work quite well.
There you go. But mine will be on YouTube because
you're alpha.
I mean, when I hear something very controversial that'll make people probably hate me, Morgan, we already hate you, so yeah, why not? But my top 3 home cooked meals.
I wouldn't say it's my favourite, but I have to say spag bowl is just a goated meal. Like,
I think as a home meal, I'd probably go with like a roast dinner.
Yeah, true. Do you have a preference on what meat is in your roast dinner? If you say roast chicken, I'm going to be upset because roast chicken is so fucking boring.
My favourite would be like pork with a bit of crackling and some apple sauce.
Yeah. I'd have to say lamb.
Second favourite would be chicken. It's the only meat I don't like is lamb.
I think a lot of people say that. I think it's a very fatty meat, and I like that.
The thing is, though, I've tried so many out there things, and that is like one of the things I can't eat. Like I've had zebra sausages and like kangaroo, but
I love lamb. Lamb is my favorite.
You chuck lamb in front of me, I can't do it.
Roast lamb is like my favourite meat of all time.
I know a lot of people like it. How much do you like lamb? Because if basically, I know someone who has lambs, and she can get like, she obviously kills them.
Wouldn't be what Shannon despises it, so we don't really eat it much. Like,
oh, okay. Because I could have got you like a really nice like leg of lamb or something.
No. But if I'm going to a carvery, you know, there's the I don't want to name it.
I know what you mean.
The hill where there's the carvery.
Leave it there.
Like,
just leave it there.
Oh god,
what a place.
Oh, it's again. That is literally. If I could only choose one place to go out and eat for the rest of my life, it would be there.
Really?
Oh fuck yeah!
I get sick of roast dinners, to be honest with you. They're nice like every now and again, but
I hate roast dinners just after I finished eating them, and I feel like I'm gonna be sick and like I'm full. Because how can you go to a carvery and not make yourself feel ill by the end? Like, you're not carverying right if you don't do that. But
true.
Like, yeah, that place is amazing.
It's good.
But I think
second.
I think for me it'd probably be like in no order. Spag bowl, lasagna, definitely.
So spag bowl with cheese.
I do just like pasta dishes? Pasta, tuna, and mayo.
Really?
Oh, Shannon does a good stew. Shannon does do a very good stew.
Oh wait, hold on. Morgan's controversial comments here.
Oh.
Like 90% of the people that are overweight, it's their own fault.
Yeah.
It's not their financial situation, it's not their health, but it's just their laziness. No one is forcing food in their mouth, and no one is stopping them from exercising. Don't get me wrong, there are exceptions, but most people are lazy and don't want to work hard. It's easy to say they have good genes instead of putting in the work. And I don't think people can hate you for that, because people will if they're like, yeah, well, me.
I think something that you can add on to that, because I do agree with what you're saying, but I think part of that comes into is, let's say, people that are having a tough time and comfort eat. Because technically, that's their fault, because that's their choice of coping mechanism and whatnot, because that is so common. However, that is obviously a coping mechanism for people that are struggling. So I wouldn't outrightly say that's their fault, but I would put it in that circuit of that's not down to genetics, that's not down to something they've got wrong with them. That is their choice to do because it's their coping mechanism. But I think that comes into a massive chunk of that. But yeah, I fully agree. And this myself is what's happened to me. Like, I am overweight now. I've put on a hell of a lot of weight over the last sort of 3 years or so. And it's down to sheer laziness. It's down to just overeating, sheer laziness, and trying to work that off now.
But I'm going to add to Morgan's point as well. And I think another massive thing now, I know it's like part of our British culture, but I think drinking's a massive part of it.
Oh, yeah. Drinking's bad for you. Oh, he's frozen.
And for you. Have I? Am I unfrozen?
You're unfrozen now, yeah.
I'm unfrozen. But I don't think... I know they're like, oh, yeah, drinking's bad for you, but I really don't think they put enough emphasis on it. Like, you buy a packet of cigarettes or tobacco, and it's got a picture of someone who's, like, dying from what they've had. Yeah. And that's okay, right? But then you go into things that I would say are equally, if not more dangerous than smoking, to drinking, gambling.
Yeah.
I think that's overlooked massively.
Legally funded addictions, basically. Like.
Honestly, but I'm going to get onto another rant here. Like, smoking is like such an acceptable bad habit.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's something that's supposed to be frowned upon. But if you work, you get a fag break, whereas other people who don't smoke don't get a break.
Yeah.
Why is that fair? Because he's got an addiction. Oh, I'm addicted to gambling. Do I get to pop down the bookies for 10 minutes to place a bet? No, of course you don't.
I'm addicted to breathing fresh air for 5 minutes a day. Can I go and have my break now? Like.
Yeah, but now, if I'm in the kitchen and like, obviously the smokers go out and have their fag break, I don't have a break. If like someone comes in and like, oh, you're stood around doing nothing, what are you doing? I say, I'm having a fag break.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
It's honestly like, it should not be rewarded.
I want to have a rant about something that I kind of mentioned, like when it comes down to things like weight.
I love a rant.
And I think they are actually talking about scrapping this mechanism as a whole, and I'm very happy. BMI is the most stupid thing to be looking at. When
BMI? Question mark?
BMI, body mass index. So when they take like your height, your age, and their weight, and they tell you if you're morbidly obese. So, like, I am to put into perspective. I am 24. I'm about 6 foot tall, and I'm about 19 stone. So I am a heavy lad. I'm a heavy lad. But I've always been quite like, I've got broad shoulders. I'm quite big built. Anyway, I'm obviously
ugly as well.
Really ugly, which adds a couple of stones. But so I know I am overweight. Do you want to know what the weight is that they suggest I should be in as my healthiest weight?
Yeah. Wait, were you asking me a question? Sorry, I was reading Morgan's comment.
What like BMI, the average or the best weight they say I should be?
I expect it to say like between 12 and 14.
Between 10 and 13. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, Morgan agreed with you. Morgan said that his if he goes off his BMI, it says that Morgan should be like obese or nearly obese.
Yeah.
But muscle weighs more than fat.
Yeah, BMI is a terrible like thing to have. They are actually the last couple of months they have talked about scrapping BMI and trying to bring in a new thing that actually works because. Again, we were looking at it for, I don't want to name any names, and I think she'd be alright with me saying this because no one would know her name, but Shannon's sister, she's 16, she's a lovely girl, and she is in nowhere near, like, fat, overweight, or anything. She's, like, what you would say is pretty much, like, the perfect weight. She's apparently meant to be, like, 2-3 stone lighter than she is. I'm like, what are you on about? Like, it's done, and I would say she's skinny. Slim skinny.
Yeah.
And it's like, no wonder there are teens out there who are worried about their weight and having all these problems when literally the NHS are telling you you're overweight when you're just not. Like, they don't look at, like you said, things like muscle, just general people's builds. Like, some people can just be built bigger. Like, I mean, for instance, if you look at Dom, who you work with, like...
Yeah.
He's never gonna be. He is not built to be a slim, skinny guy.
No.
His just general build is he's a Donny. You know,
he is a Donny.
He's a geezer. He's a fellow. He's a big lad, and we love Dom. And Dom wouldn't have a problem with us saying that because he would say it himself. Like,
yeah, I mean, you used to be an absolute beanpole.
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah. So with it, I think this is it. In the last 4 years, I have gone from about 13 stone to 19 stone.
See,
which is
I haven't weighed myself in a long time, but I wouldn't say I'm getting like a bit of a dad bod, but like it's to the point where I can still do something about it now.
Yeah,
but a massive like bonus for me and like for Morgan per se is we don't drink.
Yeah, that's one of my problems. Is I don't drink loads, but I enjoy a couple nights a week with Shannon. I'll have 2-3 pints with her, like, and we'll just if I'm ordering in a Chinese, I'll have a couple of pints. Like, it's always there in the background.
It's just British culture. It's what we're like brought up on from the age of like 13, 14. There's people going to house parties and drinking.
And it's not just like you said. It's not like everyone drinks exactly the same, like house party drinking. You're either you don't drink, or you go out clubbing and drink loads, or you just go down the pub with your dad and your uncle or your mates, and you're a pub person. And you're having loads of pints, like I've known friends who I had there was someone I was close to, a friend who his dad would have 10 cans of Guinness every single night, and he was absolutely fine, like wasn't drunk or anything. Like,
beat up his wife?
No. He like, I mean, he was a big guy, but it's like that's outrageous, but it's not outrageous in this country. This country has got a drinking problem.
100%.
Yeah.
Look at the pubs now.
Yeah. I'd never want to go to teetotal because I do enjoy, like, a pint of Thatcher's Haze for me. A cold poured pint of Thatcher's Haze is just an enjoyable drink for me. It's not like I want to get drunk off it, I want to go partying or anything. It's just a very tasty, enjoyable drink to me. Like, and I do only drink what I like the taste of. Yeah,
that's what I'm like with energy drinks. I like the taste of them, but the only drink I'll have is a whiskey on like a very rare occasion.
Yeah.
So like maybe on like Christmas Day or when we went down to see Mum and Dad, I had a whiskey with my dad just to end an evening. But other than that, I just don't bother drinking. I just don't see the appeal in it. I never have.
No, so when I was like 18, when I was working at the farm, the people that I worked there with, and if Sam still would chat, he'll know this, like, we were pretty much going out 2-3 times a week, like, properly on the lash.
I couldn't do it.
And I didn't enjoy doing it. It was just because it was what everyone else was doing. It's done thing. And now I look back and it's like, I wouldn't want to do that again. And people are saying, "Oh, but you had such a good time. Come out and do it again." It's like, I didn't have that. Like, it was right. Like, I love the people I went out with, and I did have a good time. I do not want to do that. I hate the feeling of getting drunk. I hate the feeling of waking up the next morning with a hangover. Like, it's horrid.
The thing I've never understood is like, so Morgan, you still here as well. Neither of us drank, and everyone would go, "Oh, that's boring. You're boring."
Yeah.
Why is it boring?
That
is one thing I've never understood. I could go out with people and have just as good a time if I don't drink than if I do drink. But that's just because I don't need to drink to have that. Like, because I think a lot of people like lose that little filter in their head when they've had a few drinks and like they're more themselves.
Yeah.
Whereas I think both me and Morgan have always been ourselves. Like, I will always say what I want to say to someone.
Yeah.
And somehow I've not been punched yet. But
yeah, right.
I just can't keep my mouth shut. It's like Tourette's in my head.
It really is. It's great. It is great being around you and hearing some of the things that you come out with.
There was a girl who came to our work. I won't say her name, but she said that I made her cry on one of her first shifts when she went home. She was a lippy little shit. Bear in mind, like, when she came, she was like 15, 16. She's like, "Fuck off, shut up, I'm not fucking doing that." And it got to a stage where I was like, because it was someone else's daughter who worked there.
Right.
And it got to a stage where she was pissing me off, and she said something to someone else about the way they looked.
Okay.
And it was just at the start of the but your eyes are social distancing.
Oh no.
And honestly, everyone just like wet themselves, and I was just like, she just looked at me, and I was like, "Well, what the fuck do you want me to say? If you can mouth people off, I can mouth you off back."
Yeah.
And after that, she was nice to me from then on. Like, she never said another like bad thing to me. Knocking down a peg.
You can really get the measure of people when they are quite open. Like, I think I've learnt to be open with people. It was something that I used to be quite like, I would not go behind people's back, but I would be really nice to them to their face, but then maybe not actually really
That
like
was
them
your
that much.
sorry, but that was your entire friend group.
Oh yeah, no, it was. Yeah, that friendship group. I'm glad I'm not part. Like, there's certain ones.
98% of them will see you next Tuesdays.
There's certain ones that like I'm still friends with and I love, and like I said, for instance, like Blonde Josh. Like, he's been an absolute arsehole always, but he's like a lovable arsehole, and he again is someone that probably will just tell you how it is. But
if he doesn't like you, he makes it known very clearly.
And
Morgan.
Yeah, the friendship group I had at school, like, I am so glad I'm not part of that anymore. And 100%. I think we spoke about it in one of the podcasts, like when during sixth form, when there was I had a sort of few problems going on. And I got the measure from them of actually, no, fucking hell, you are these sort of people, like...
Awful people.
Yeah, and so... Yeah, there are those people out there that they're just so two-faced and bitchy, and I think I grew up and learned how to just be like... Not in a rude way of just being like, I think you're a cunt, I think you're a cunt, I think you're a cunt, but in the way of being like, I'm not just going to sit back... Yeah, but like I'm not just going to sit back and listen to what people are saying and be like, oh yeah, that's fine. I'm going to be like, right, stop being a dickhead. Like,
yeah, I can't keep my mouth shut. Yeah. Like, even if I don't know the people, like someone stood behind me in co-op the other day, like literally right behind me. Yeah. And I just turned around and said, "Oh, the line's on the floor for no reason then." Oh yeah. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Is COVID over?" And she's like, "Oh, well, I'm stood behind you and you have a mask on." I was like, "I don't give a shit. Fuck off back to your line." Yeah. Like, I don't want you behind me. I love COVID. It keeps people away from me. I hate people.
I do it out and about with Shannon. If we've been to like a pub in the past or something, or we've been like going out for a meal, and someone next to us is being really loud, and I'll outrightly I'll make it very obvious, but I'll be like, "Oh, it's really nice listening to your next door neighbour's conversation, isn't it?" And she's like, "Jack, they can hear you," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know, that's the point," and like. It kind of like it becomes. I think to myself sometimes I'm too like not ballsy for my own good, but I'm too like I'm gonna get myself beaten up one day for what I'm saying. But...
I probably will, but I always think, well, why should I have to suffer because someone else is being inconsiderate?
Yeah.
Like I remember I went to the cinema to watch. It would have been the new James Bond at the time.
The cinema's a brilliant place for people being twats around you, isn't it?
Yeah, and someone's phone was going off, and they were letting it ring. Yeah. And I just went, "Oh, turn your fucking phone off, would you?" And I could see like the people I was with all just sort of went, "Oh no!" And after, like, "We're never taking you again." And I was like, "Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I've paid to watch this. Why has he got his phone on?" There's literally a message before that says, "Turn your phone off."
Yeah,
magic.
What a shocker. Yeah.
I can't do it.
Oh, I've got.
Sam said he's too introvert for that, but I'm the polar opposite. If it's on my head, it comes out most of the time.
Yeah,
and a lot of the time, it's awful what I say.
I'm like that now. And my problem that I didn't realise as well when Shannon said if we're out and about, if there's something kicking off, and not even that I'll say something, I'll just stand there and I'll glare at the people that are kicking off. And she's like, "Jack, they've noticed you just staring and glaring at them. They're going to come over and say something. They don't look happy." And I'm like, they can be unhappy all they fucking want. If they've not come over and said anything so far, they're not going to fucking do anything. But if I'm just going to stand there and glare at them, they're going to give in at some point and be like, if we're not going to do anything and he's just going to stand there and glare at us, then we're making ourselves look like mugs. But yeah, oh god, the cinema. I've got a lot of stories about customers at the cinema. Like, that's
just some
that's
people
a whole
awful.
podcast in itself. Is old. Like, I've always been in customer service jobs between the farm and the cinema, and like I've always thought of myself as being quite good with customer service.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm a nice guy on the phone.
I think meant me.
Oh, I meant me, but yeah, no, you're pretty well. When I come in, you go, "Oh, what are you doing there?"
Yeah,
I don't think that's good customer service.
When it's people, anyone that actually knows me and comes in that I know would probably think I'm the worst customer service ever. But
I've obviously, because I used to stand and chat to you, I've seen you interact with customers, and you're very polite and very friendly, and you're very like, "Okay."
But it's like with customer service jobs, you do see a whole different breed of people.
Oh, honestly, we had someone order last night. Last order. So they ordered, like, I think it was 2 pizzas and some chips, something like that. And they rang back after 10 minutes.
Yeah.
"Where's my food?" I was like, "You ordered 10 minutes ago, yeah." "Yeah, so where is it?" I said, "Well, what do you mean, where is it?" He's like, "Well, it should have been here. It's been 10 minutes." And I was like, how do you think the food gets like made and cooked? Do you think it? Like, do you honestly think we just have like some magical thing that just like we're like, oh, order's done, ping to your house?
My microwave only takes 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but if I cook a pizza at home, it takes me 15 minutes. But have you made that pizza?
Yeah, right.
Honestly, Sam said it best. I hate the term "the customer's always right."
Oh yeah, no, they're not.
They're not.
They're shit twats half the time.
Some people, honestly, there was someone who put in a complaint about me, and the driver went there, to take their food because obviously they got mouthy with me, and I laughed.
Yeah.
Because she was like ranting. I can't remember what it was. I think we like forgot a portion of chips or something, and she was kicking off, and I just laughed because she was being really rude. And she's like, "Can I speak to the manager?" I said, "Yeah, I'll go get him." And then I picked the phone up again. I was like, "I'm still here."
Yeah. I've done that before now at the cinema. Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, you're a disgrace," and blah blah blah. And I said, "Well, listen, I've offered to send the food back, aren't you? What more do you want from me?"
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, I'm going to put in a complaint about you. What's your name?" And I said, "Well, I don't have to give you my name."
Yeah.
But then I did give her my name. I said, "It's Ed." She's like, "What's your surname?" I was like, "I'm not giving you that. Fuck off."
Yeah, definitely don't need that.
But the driver got there, and the kids were like shouting at him, like calling the driver a scumbag. And she's like, "No, it's not that gobshite Ed. So leave him alone." And he was like, "Oh yeah," like the kids were like screaming at him, and I was like, "Get a grip, his food."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, honestly. Oh,
I'm like that. Like
my hair's falling out thinking about it.
Our best is always people will like walk out of a film, like let's say halfway through, 3/4 through, and they've decided they don't like the film, and they'll stand there and they'll be on their way out, and we're like, we'll like at first you think, oh, maybe they're going to the toilet, so you don't say much.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, they'll sort of stand there and be like, oh yeah, the film wasn't for us, and we're like, oh, really sorry to hear that, and then they're like, yeah, can we get our refund? I'm like, well, it doesn't really work that way, unfortunately. Like, it's, if there was something wrong with the film, if it wasn't working or whatnot, then, or like if there was someone in the screen that was being a dickhead and you were to leave because of that, absolutely fine, we'll do a refund. If it's just that you don't like the film, we haven't made you come to this film, you've chosen to come here and you don't like it, that's not our fault. And then they'll start kicking off, and it's like it's your fault that a film hasn't been made the way they want to. I'm like, do you know what the job at cinema is? I haven't produced this fucking film. I haven't directed this film. And then, like you said, the same. They'll be like, "What's your name? I want to put a complaint in." I'm like, and I'm really like, "Oh yeah, my name's Jack," because I kind of know that if it goes higher than me, it's going to Pat, and Pat is hilarious. Pat trusts me in what I do. Me and Pat get on really well.
Yeah, 100%.
He kind of knows that.
You wouldn't do anything to harm the business?
Without being big-headed, I'm probably doing my job right, and I'm not, like, being a dickhead about it. And so they'll be like, I want to put a complaint in. Can I talk to your manager? I'm like, I am the manager. They're like, no, you're not old enough. And they'll go to, like...
I get that a lot.
Yeah, and in the past they've gone to, like, Emma, the woman that I worked with.
Time.
And they'll go to her and they'll be like, I want to put a complaint about him. And she goes, oh, like, complaints have to go through my manager. And they'll be like, oh, right, like, can you point me to your manager? She's like, yeah, he's over there. And just point at me. And they're like, oh, we want to talk to, like, the person who owns the business. And either we're like, well, he's not in at the moment. We can give you his phone number or something, or we'll take your phone number and we can do it. Or if he's in, I'll be like, that's fine, I'll go and get him, he'll come down. And he's like, what's the problem? And they'll tell him, and he's like, oh, well, no, you're not getting a refund. And then if they say something, he'll just be like, oh, fuck off then. And I'm like, oh, Pat. Oh, no.
At the end of the day, like, this is what I don't understand. This is what, like, people think they're so entitled.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've got, next to us, we've got a dance studio where, like, mums take their kids and they're all, like, clicky mums.
Oh, yeah, you do, don't you?
And
I thought you meant in your house, sorry. I was like, what? But
no.
Yeah.
And we have signs that literally say, like, parking only for us.
Yeah.
And they're parking there and we'll be like, yeah, you need to move your car?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, well, I'm only going to be 10 minutes, aren't I? Well, yeah. But you're in our fucking parking space that we fucking pay for. Move your car. And they're like, yeah, but I'm waiting for my daughter. I'll kill your daughter. I don't give a fuck. Like, so it got to a stage where people park there that often that they'd park there. I'd get in one of the delivery cars and I'd reverse it like that, far away from their car.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, yeah, I need to go. I've got to be somewhere. And I'm like, yeah, well, we had to go somewhere, but your car was in the way and we asked you to move it.
Yeah.
But you were waiting for your daughter. It was too important.
Yeah, we were waiting for our pizza, bitch.
The entitlement on some people is absolutely absurd.
Yeah, and then the customer says to you, like, "Oh, the customer's always right." It's like, well, you're not there, are you? You're an idiot.
That one who was like complaining about me, I said, "Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go and make your food now. All right." Put the phone down. We have the worst job to ring up and like be a dick because I have to make your food.
Yeah, like
I can make it as good or as badly as I choose. I never have like done something like that out of spite, but some people would.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Never ring up a fast food place running your mouth.
Where we live as well, like not so much our end of where we live, but the other end.
I know where you mean.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, you would get something put in your food, and then you'd also get the driver come around with a knife and like sort you out. So yeah, I just don't understand. I hate entitled customers. Like, and I want to put it out there because a load of people say that it's middle-aged people, it's this and that. No, it's literally everyone. Like, there are people our age who are as entitled as middle-aged people and parents and stuff. Like,
yeah, Morgan was saying at his job he's got a lot of privileged people as well, but I can imagine that. But he didn't want us to say where it was.
Yeah. I haven't always been on board with this, like, oh, middle-aged people are horrible to young people working, because actually I don't think it is always that. There is a high percentage, but there's also a high enough percentage of people the same age as us who are dickheads to us in our workplace.
Do you know what? I've not really ever had that.
That's one of our main problems. Like, to me, so like parents, like middle-aged parents, are the ones that will be a bit more mouthy with you, or they'll be like they're more likely to complain about something. But you can talk them down from it. It's people around our age that are maybe young parents, or it's teenagers to like early 30s, late 20s, early 30s, are the ones that will just hound you. They will not leave. They will not give in. And so I always think that like the middle-aged people get a bit of a bad rep when they're really not the worst ones. The oldies, in our area, the oldies, that's funny games. They're either the nicest people on the planet and they're so nice to chat to, or they are like evil, pure evil.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had trouble with parking around the corner. Bear in mind, there's no double yellow lines or anything. I park around the corner. It's a valid parking place.
Yeah.
And someone was like, "I don't want you to park there."
Oh, really?
And he was like, "Oh yeah, I used to be in the police, by the way."
Oh God, yeah.
And I was like, "Well, you're not anymore, are you?"
Fuck off.
I said, "And secondly, you can ring whoever you want. I'm parked in a valid parking space. Who are you going to ring?"
Yeah.
And frick. He was like, "I'm well connected around here." I was like, "I'm really happy for you."
Yeah, well done.
I've also got 30 years of life more than you, so fuck off.
Yeah.
Didn't say that. I'm too respectful. I mean, I live by respect your elders.
Oh yeah.
I'm more than happy to do that. It's just if they give me a reason to disrespect them, I will disrespect them. Like we were saying with Alfie, respect isn't earned, respect is given.
Yeah, you have a basic level of respect for every single person on the planet, and then they either get more respect from you from their actions, or they lose respect from you because of their actions. But there's never, to me, there isn't that baseline of you start off with no respect, you have to earn it to be respected by me. Yeah. It's not that. I will respect everyone I'm around unless they give me a reason not to.
I mean, Sam's just triggered a memory for me. He said, "Also, since when did supermarkets become children play areas?"
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's triggered a memory for me. So I came back. This was during the holidays, so there was loads of people on the beach.
Yeah.
And I walked the dog, because I always walk the dog on the beach, or if not, somewhere else. And I was walking back, and you have to cross the golf course?
Yes, yeah.
This woman had 5 kids.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a man who's about to take his tee shot, and he waves them across. It's like, "Yeah, come on." She starts walking, and all the kids just run and sit on the course.
Oh, my God.
They were just like, "Sit down."
Yeah.
And I was like, I said to her, I was like, "You need to get your kids up." She's like, "Why? They're playing." I was like, "He's trying to play golf."
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, he can wait." I was like, "He has paid to play golf. He has kindly let you across and you're letting your kids play." And she's like, "Yeah, well, we're on holiday."
Oh.
I was like, "Yeah, and we're in the middle of COVID." I was like, "Get your kids up and move them." I said, if I was him, I would have hit my tee shot. And if I hit one of your kids, well, that's on you.
Yeah, that's extra points.
Idiot.
That's a whole different thing where we live as well, isn't it? Is holiday makers.
Yeah.
No. You know, we want holidaymakers to keep coming because it puts money into the community, and as a cinema and stuff for us, holidaymakers are really important in the holidays for business. But I don't fucking want them here. Like holidaymakers are horrific people. Genuinely.
Since we come out of lockdown, it takes me anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes to get off my drive.
Yes. I
hate it.
Me and Shannon can preach with you on that one because we have the exact same issue as you. Of like we're
Caravan.
quite deep back.
Caravan.
Yeah.
Caravan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard.
Oh yeah. Morgan said like when we used to play football and like someone would come and let their dog or their kids take your football and they're like, oh sorry, and they get your ball back and it's got loads of teeth marks in it. Thanks.
He'll give it back in 5 minutes. He'll give it back now.
There's that lady who used to live in like down the road from us, and she had a dog that used to like love to play football. And you could see that she'd purposely come and walk closer to you, and the dog would take the football, and then she'd sit there for ages going, "Oh, he loves football," and the dog's tore off with your ball, and you're like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" You have to wait for it. She's like, "No, let him do it. He can do it."
Oh my god!
We just used to wait until he came close and start lashing it.
There were also other issues on the local park near us that used to appear that I remember you saying you used to lash footballs at. Would be big white things that were pulled by cars with many people in. That would park up on the park. Put washing out on the goalposts. And luckily that doesn't happen now. But
well, they've tried to stop it, but yeah, joys.
Yeah, they find everywhere, don't they?
Oh, they really do. Yeah, and
we had to. So we're talking about, and this isn't a generic the traveller community. Because, again, 90% of the traveller community are amazing. And actually, in our area, we get a lot of travelling families come and they'll pitch up for a bit. And most of them are really nice. And like I used to, when I used to cycle to the farm, because there's a lot of empty fields around there.
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. And I'd be cycling up and they would just be chatting on the way. And I'd stop, like on my way home, cycling home, I'd stop for 10, 15 minutes and chat to them. They'd be lovely. You get some absolutely horrific ones. And And we used to literally, during summer... we'd get a phone call from the local theme park saying, right, we've got an issue family, an issue part of the community. We've just had to get them off our land. They are probably going to be coming to yours, and we'd literally have to have someone in the car park ready to just strap the gates closed if they saw it all coming along, so they couldn't get on the car park. We did also we had the benefit of the slurry shooter, the shit flicker.
Nice.
If they happened to decide they weren't going to leave the car park or like the field at the end of the car park, we decided that we just needed to do the slurry flicking near them. But that got rid of them quite quickly normally. So I
can imagine.
Yeah, that was quite fun.
People, I just don't like people. Dogs are so much better than people.
Dogs are 10 times better than people. We do not deserve dogs. We do not deserve dogs.
We do. I mean, my dog can be a bit of a dick, but...
Your dog's so funny. Do you want to plug his Insta? I don't think you uploaded on his Insta much, have you?
No, I've given up with that crap. That was Abby. Morgan said lots of travellers are some of the nicest people. That's the thing. They get such a bad reputation because of it's like most things, though. Like a small group lets them down. Like Abby's brother. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, you're disgusting.
Had loads of travellers pull up. They came in and like tried to rob, and he wouldn't let them, and they launched a fire extinguisher at his head.
Fucking hell.
That he dodged, and that became like a big police case.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, the ones like when I cycled back from the farm, there was once where my bike seat, where your bike seat's obviously like that, something had broken, so it was stuck down or up, like it would move loads. I couldn't fix it. And I was cycling home, and I was obviously struggling. I think the tyre burst as well. Like I was a bit screwed. It's not a long cycle, but it was
long enough.
A mile and a half, 2 miles, I think.
Old house, wasn't it?
Yeah, from my mum. So it was a decent cycle. And I was halfway down the road. They could obviously see I was struggling, and this was like 8 o'clock at night. Getting dark, and like I was about 18, 19 at the time, and I'm just struggling. I'm tired because I've been doing manual labour all day. And one of them sort of said like, I chat. These are the ones that I chatted to every so often when I cycle past. And he said, like, oh, your bike's a bit fucked there, mate, isn't it? And I said, yeah. He said, I'll bring it here, I'll have a look. And, I mean, initial thought, as stereotypical as it is, I'm thinking, right, they're either going to fix it or nick it. Or they're going to fix it, then nick it. So, And they literally, within 1 minute, the bike was completely fixed. They'd done like a full fucking service on my bike for free. And he just said, if you get any more problems with it and we're still here, just come along and bring it over to us. So I said, well, do you want me to give you any money for that? You just like fucking fix my bike up. And they said, don't worry about it. Like, just whenever you cycle past, come say hello, have a chat and stuff. And I'd literally, for a solid 2 weeks that they were there, every night on my cycle home, I'd sit there for 20 minutes chatting to them, and they genuinely were the nicest people. And their community, the family community within them, is such a big thing to them. Everything's about family. That if you get in that, if you're part of that and you become friends with them, they are amazing. They they will be the nicest people to ever. And like you said, it's like with any demographic, any group ever.
Yeah.
99% of it could be perfect. It could be that one person that literally gets the biggest name and ruins it for everyone. And unfortunately, within that community, there are some. I feel like that community's got quite an extreme side of the people that let it down. Unfortunately, so I do feel for the 99% of the travelling community that are really good, that just get chased out of everywhere. They are just genuinely. They do try and keep themselves. They are just trying to live. And they do get chased out of communities, and I do sometimes feel bad, and then sometimes I don't, because I have seen how they're acting. But yeah.
Staffy saved a baby from a burning building in America, even though she got badly burnt in the process. Just Sam.
That's all. Oh, actually, so reverse of that, and this sounds really almost silly, but this is something that I think's been around the world almost on the news the last month or so, and I want to put my massive respect out, and I can't remember the lad's name. Have you seen the story about the lad that saved his little sister from the dog attack? And
I was thinking of something else.
No,
there was someone in London who tried to kill themselves, and the lad jumped in, saved her, but he died. He drowned in the river trying to save her.
There was that as well, and again, fair play to that guy. That's so unfortunate, but such a heroic act from him. But what I'm talking about is it's a 5-year-old boy. And his 3-year-old little sister, and a dog went to attack his little sister. He put himself in the way, he pushed her away, and the dog pretty much ripped half of his face off, but he saved her. I'm gonna pull up.
Did he live?
Yeah, he's alive and stuff, and he's fine. Other than he has now got his facial deformities, unfortunately. He's okay.
What trooper!
What a fucking hero! And literally, all the Avengers and the Marvel cast have sent him videos and stuff. They've got him on set for filming, and let me just Google this quickly. It was in America. It's from Wyoming. I don't know if it has his. It must have his name on somewhere, but I can't. Bridger Walker. That was it. Bridger Walker. 6 years old. Yeah, the dog went to attack his sister. He put himself in the way. Scars all down his face, neck, arm.
Jeez, what type of dog was it?
I'm not sure. I think it was quite a big dog.
Must have been.
It was enough to obviously do the damage. But yeah.
People need to learn to control their dogs.
Yeah, I love dogs. I will always be such a dog person. But even as a fucking I love every single dog ever. You do just see a dog with a certain person, and how they are, and even I'm slightly intimidated by it, and then that actually makes me upset because I'm I shouldn't be intimidated by a dog.
No,
dogs are the most loving things ever.
My dog's great. You want to ask Morgan? When he sees Morgan, he's like, "Oh, it's you, hey buddy!" And he jumps all over him. He thinks he's tiny, but he's like a horse.
Yeah.
And he jumps all over you like, "Hey!" Yeah. And then as soon as you let him off the lead, on the lead he's a bit mental, but we've got a Holty now, so he just walks alongside me. But as soon as you let him off the lead, he will not go in front of me. He walks behind me.
Oh, really?
He'll just he just stays behind your legs. You hit the ball, he'll run off, and then he won't go to anyone else. He'll just run straight back to you, walk behind you until he's like, bleh, with his ball, and then he's gone. And do you know how much training that took?
Not much.
0.
Yeah.
Does it on his own because he wants to be with us because we treat him well. How strange. Did you know if you treat your dog well, it'll actually be nice?
We obviously had Tinks, our Staffy.
What a dog.
So we had her for 12 years. She passed away a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
She was about 2 when we got her. She was a rescue dog. She'd been stray. She'd been abused. She had a horrid time of it. And Staffy's obviously come with a fucking reputation. Which to me, and I know Sam's someone who's backed this up in the past, and most people who own a Staffy or know people that own Staffy, I don't understand how Staffies have got the reputation as a vicious dog when the olden days Staffy's reputation, they were the nanny dog. They were the dog you left with your kids to protect them and look after them. They were the most loving dogs ever, and literally this dog was like, but one of the things I understood was like if we let her off the lead, especially the first couple of years that we had her, it did take a bit of getting into. She was so loving and she just wanted to play with everyone and be there. You let her off the lead and she'd be on the lead, she'd be really happy, she'd be by your feet, she wouldn't go anywhere. Minute the lead comes off, boom, she sprinted across the beach to someone. And obviously, as like anyone, if you're stood there and you see a Staffy sprinting your child or your dog or even just you, we had so many people come, you need to fucking control your dog. And we'd be like, in the nicest way, look at her. She's run over to you, stopped in front of you, rolled over on her back. She just wants you to tickle her tummy. That was literally what it was. Like,
I understand the fear behind it.
Yeah,
but
she did accidentally barrel a couple of kids over by just accidentally running into them and stuff. But like,
I think Morgan put it best. Like, you need to, not in like a horrible way, but you do need to teach your dog that you are the leader of the pack because they are pack animals. Yeah. So like to get my dog lead trained, I keep him behind me.
Yeah.
And because obviously we've got Abby and the baby.
Yeah.
Whenever we go through a room, Abby and the baby are first.
Yeah.
So he's like, right, okay, they're number one. And I mean, he is great.
He is funny. He is funny.
He is a funny boy.
Well, I've only ever really met him the once is when you popped round to our front door. And like straight away, he just saw me. He was like, like paws up. And
that's
I was
what.
Come here.
That is the dog all over. But he is very. We went away somewhere. Bear in mind, I think Morgan had met him like once. Sorry.
Dante is very 50-50 as to whether he's going to catch the ball or not, isn't he?
He's very. He's not great at catching it.
No, he's got some absolute shockers of misses.
But I said to Morgan, like, listen, I can't walk the dog. I need you to walk the dog for me. He was like, what if he runs away? I said, he won't. Honestly, I promise you, he will not run away. He said, yeah, but worst case scenario, what if he does? I said, but then that's my fault, and I'll take the rep for that.
Yeah.
But my dog is so smart. Like, there's one pond on the beach up in the like dunes.
Yeah.
So you'll be playing ball now, and like the dog will get too hot. Bear in mind, like we go as like close to the sea as we can before it gets dangerous, so that we can hit the ball like as far as we can. Yeah. And he will tear across the beach, and he'll be like, and then he'll just like go over the dunes, and you can see everyone else like, where's he gone? And then I just start walking home.
Yeah.
And then he'll just go and take himself to the lake, cool himself down, then he just comes straight back.
Yeah.
So I said to Morgan, I said, the dog will be fine, trust me.
Yeah.
And then Morgan walked in. I said, any problems? He's like, no, he's good as gold. He just came back and wanted to play ball the whole time. Like, he's such a good dog.
Yeah.
Problem is in the house, he's a bit of a dick, but that's because he's got so much energy.
He loves trying to destroy your garden as well, doesn't he?
Yes, he has a food caddy as a toy.
Yeah.
Which he's now taking the lid off. But the thing is, so like, you've got a dog, yeah? He gets like, if you want to kick him out of a room or something, he starts biting you. And he can be really nasty sometimes with it. Yeah. If he's like because he puts his head in the bin and he'll steal something or take a shoe or something stupid like that. And if you go to take it, he's like, yeah. But I don't deal with that aggressively. Like if he starts growling, it's either, do you want a biscuit? And then he's like, oh, a treat, I'll take a biscuit. Or he that, or I just go, oh, you're so brave. And he's like fully like angry, like teeth showing. I'm like, oh, you're such a brave boy. Oh, aren't you vicious? Yeah. And you can see he's like getting more wound up. But he's now become really food orientated.
Yes, that's a very common dog thing.
Oh, and it's because we got told by like people who are dog trainers, like, oh, if you swap a biscuit for something, then he'll like want it. But no, he's so naughty with food. Like Oscar will be eating his breakfast, and you'll see the dog like creeping up behind his high chair, like, like, no, stop it.
So
he's getting better.
That's what our Tinks used to do. She was amazing, and part of hers was where she was a stray. She obviously had to be a scavenger for a while, so she ate everything, and that was part of the problem. Was like, you know that there's that classic meme of like the how quickly you run when you hear your dog chewing on something. Like ours was constant. Just we knew there was going to be something in her mouth that she was chewing. we
kind of
just gave up and let her do it. And like, but her thing that she was really good at is if we were sat on like the sofa eating dinner or something, she would walk up to us and she'd be like a fucking silent ninja. And you'd finally realise that she sat right in front of you, looking at you, like, oh, go on, go away. She'd walk to the other side of the room and she'd be staring at you and like watching every mouthful. And the minute you looked at her, she'd go and look away. And then you'd see her like out the corner of her eye looking at you. And the minute you look back and you were like watching telly or eating or something, she'd be like, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. You look at it, she'd be like... And it was so funny.
My dog doesn't care about that. He's only done it once where I've looked at him and he pretended to be asleep. But other than that, he's never done it. I looked at him and he literally went... And I was like, are you done pretending?
Dogs are so funny. One of the best ones we ever had was... I can't remember who it was. I think it was just a friend or someone, and they've always had dogs in their family. Like they've been brought up almost like raising dogs. No, that's it. They did. The person's parents always did. They fostered loads of dogs, so they knew. They knew like they kind of did like dog training and stuff. And so obviously, like I said, Tinks was a staffy, and one of her things would be if we were playing with a toy or like she had food that she was maybe chewing. A load of people say don't ever put your hand in dog's mouth, and especially staffies, they say you're going to screw yourself over. And like she'd be chewing something, I'd be like, right, come here. I'd grab her face, I'd like put a little bit of pressure there so she opened her mouth. I'd put my hand in, I'd put it out. And the face of horror they gave, like, you're going to lose your hand one day. And I said, no, she ain't going to do anything. And they said, no, she's gonna chew your hand off. And I said, no, I promise you, like, she will not. She'll growl. She'll, like you said, Dante does. She'll growl holding something. And there was once where she had a toy in her mouth, and I was like one of those little like pulley toys. And I was like, I'll show you how easy this is. I was pulling it from her. She was growling. She looked so vicious, like teeth baring, like
my old dog used to do that, but he was a wettie, but he didn't really growl if you had a toy.
And for her, it was part of her playing. And I pulled the toy as hard as I could, like towards me. I was like down on her level, so her face was there. She was growling. She was gnarling. I just kissed her on the nose. I was like, good girl, kissed her. And they were like, you are gonna lose your face one day. I said, no, genuinely, like. You know your own dog, don't you?
Oh, 100%.
Like, you know what your own dog's going to do. And I said, she will never hurt me. She will never... I always had the self-confidence of even if she went for me, like... We would jokingly play and I'd really wind her up and she would, like, go for me and, like...
That's what my dog's like, yeah.
But I got quite used to her, and the speed of getting to her and stuff. And I always, like I said, yeah, if she bites me, it's always only going to have ever been my own fault because I've wound her up to do it.
Or an accident, like sometimes if you're like playing with the dog, they try to bite the toy and they get the wrong bit and like, ah.
Yeah.
I mean, my dog bites me because he's a prick, but...
Yeah, you do feel it as well, don't you? Like, you're like...
He's so smart, it does my head in. Like, literally, now on the beach, he's taught himself. So if his ball's sandy at the end of the walk, he'll hold it like this.
Yeah.
So he literally pinches it.
Like a thread.
It looks like the whole ball's out of his mouth, but it's not. And he does that on your skin.
Oh.
So now it's like, if you're like annoying him, it's sort of just like, he'll get you, he'll have you like that, and then he just goes,
Oh, you
like,
that little pinch, like when you catch your arm between two like tables at school.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm gonna give Morgan this shout out because he's earned it to his. He had a dog called Archie, and he was the stupidest, but he was the happiest dog ever. And we went to the beach once, and it was too hot. Like the sand was really hot, and he was just sort of sat there, like on the edge of the sand, like this. So Morgan was like, "Oh God!" Bear in mind, it was hot.
Yeah.
Like we were like, "Oh." So Morgan had to carry this great big Labrador, just like, whilst his feet were like burning. It was brilliant to watch.
We had
literally.
We at one point got a puppy, and unfortunately, actually, we lost the puppy very early into having it. It was a white boxer, and they're very famous for having a lot of health issues. I think it was we got it at the earliest point you can get a puppy from like a breeder and such, and then within like 4 or 5 weeks it passed away. A decision passed away. So we only had a little bit, but we realised that you couldn't take Tinks and the puppy out on a walk at the same time. Because the puppy would only go for a walk if you were like running, it wanted to run, or it would just sit there and not move. But with Tinks being a staffy and a strong staffy at that, if you ran with her, she was fucking gone on the lead.
Yeah, couldn't do that.
I remember like the first walk, and all I saw was my mum walking back past the window. I didn't go with her. My mum walked past the window, walking Tinks like normal. She's just holding the puppy in her arm like that, and her face was like raw as thunder, just like. And she's like, "I've been holding this puppy. It's not wanted to come home. I've been holding this puppy under my arm for 45 minutes." It was so funny because every time she put it down and tried to walk home, it would start getting angry and trying to pull her the other way. So she just had to carry it the entire way. It was great. Dogs, we as humans do not deserve dogs. Dogs are amazing.
Do you want to see my dog as a puppy? I'll see if I can show it.
He was so cute. He still is cute, but like that was different levels. He's so funny.
He was great.
Yeah.
Mind you, he still used to bite when he was younger quite a bit. He used to like bite my ears.
But is it with him? I'm assuming it's like playful biting, or
sometimes.
Is it actually sometimes he's just being a dickhead?
Sometimes he's just a dickhead.
Fair enough.
I think he's in his terrible twos in dog terms. Okay. So he's about 18 months. So in about like 6 months he'll calm down. But at the moment, like when Abby goes downstairs, he's fine because he's always been with me. Like he used to live in my room.
Yeah.
And he was a puppy. So as soon as I come down, he's like a bloody maniac. Most of the time that dog is a kangaroo. He just bounces off his back feet. If you take him on a walk without the halter, he's so desperate to go that he'll pick himself up. So he'll be like that, and he'll just be bouncing on his feet while strangling himself with his lead. Then he puts his paw down and goes, "What?" I'm like, "You're an idiot."
Thinks she used to do that. She used to pull so hard on the lead, and I was like, my dog's actually dying. I can hear her choking to death, but I can't do anything about it. It's her own fault. She's gonna have to learn. But I feel like before you say it, I already can probably tell that with your child, with your baby, with the little boy, he's amazing. Like the dog's amazing.
Yeah, Abby sent me a video the other day. And they were in the kitchen, and Dante was like walking around by Oscar, and he was like just like touching him, and Oscar just grabbed his lip, and he was like, and the dog was just like, lick hand away.
Oscar
please stop.
Oscar has got a fucking grip to him as well. As I've seen him rip your headphones out multiple times. You're like, ah! I remember my aunt's old dog when my cousin was a baby, and they had a massive. I can't remember the breed. It was quite an obscure mixed breed. He was massive. He was called Wally, and he was like one of these huge dogs. Yeah. And Anna, my cousin, was literally about 1 at the time, and we went round to visit, and we were like, what's Wally like with the baby? And she said, like, oh, I feel so sorry. She was like, I feel so sorry for that dog. And we were like, what do you mean? She went, just look. And literally, as we're saying it, he walks in the room and he just looks all miserable. He's plodding along. She's holding onto his tail and just getting dragged along by it. He then lays down to fall asleep, and it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. This little baby, like, shuffles up to him, literally climbs on top of him, spreads out and just falls asleep on this dog. And you see him just, like, look at her and just go, like, oh, and go back to sleep. But it was so, like, it wasn't even that he wanted to be doing it. It was just, like, he kept looking at us, like, so I have to, my baby sitting again then. Like,
I was saying to Abby earlier, because the dog steals things, and there's 2 places in the garden he takes them. We've got a bush.
One's the bush, I was going to say, one's the bush, isn't it?
Yeah, but then we took away the bush that you're thinking of. We got rid of that bush so that he couldn't hide things under there, but he has a new bush now.
The one to the other end of the shed, like the far end, is the one I'm thinking.
Yeah, that one's gone. We trimmed that down.
Okay.
But now he's got another one anyway. But I said, as soon as Oscar starts crawling...
Oh, that's their den.
That we're going to go out there one day, and the dog will be running, like, holding Oscar by his t-shirt, like, yeah. We'll be like, drop him. And Oscar will just be like...
All the 2 of them are going to be sat in there, like, up to mischief or something, like...
Oh, it's going to be a nightmare, because as soon as he's old enough to, like, realise that the dog wants his food, it'll be... Eh? Yeah. But, I mean, I am very grateful that he can grow up with a dog, because I think it's good for a child to have something like that.
Me and Shannon have always said, like, if we found out she was pregnant, we would instantly just get a puppy. Like...
I wouldn't recommend getting a puppy.
Not a puppy, but, like, we get a young dog.
I think you'd be better off getting a dog.
Maybe it's like
before, like, a good few months before you've planned it, because the dogs can be a handful on their own, and you need to give the dog enough time.
True, but then if we find out quite early on, you've got like 6 months, haven't you? Practice, like
6 months. You need more than that.
No, that'd be fine.
18 months.
Yeah. But
just don't get a mental dog.
I'm the same as you. Like we've always said, like we would want our child to grow up with like a dog. because it is a best friendship. It is like that is normally an inseparable friendship.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be so upset when that dog dies.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking.
It does get to the point now where, like, because he gets so, like, playful and he starts, like, biting and he, like, bites your feet and then he'll bite your, like, legs. Now I just, like, pin him and I just lie on top of him.
Yeah.
And I, like, pin him and I'm like, are we going to settle down? But I can imagine he's going to start doing that to Oscar, like, pinning him down and be like, are you going to settle down? He can't help it. Morgan said, I'm pregnant. Get me a dog.
It's heartbreaking losing a dog, isn't it? Like
it's awful.
When we lost Tinks a couple of years ago, we had to get her put down. She kind of riddled with cancer at that point, and they said the only option was like it was have two of her legs amputated, and she might get 6 months more. And we said we're not doing that to her. Like this.
No, that's hot.
That's
not the life you wanted to have.
We know that we've given her a really good life, and she was a very happy dog. But near the end, she wasn't happy. She was struggling. And that we made the decision, and it's horrifying. And the first thing that went through my head on the day was like, we said we're going to do it, and the first thing straight as soon as it happened was I was like, what if we were wrong? What if it wasn't ready? What if it wasn't time?
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, we know it was like, and what was really weird on the day was like it was a very sudden switch to how bad she got, and then on the actual day it happened, we took her into the vets, and she perked up, and I was sat there and I could see it in my mum's face as well. And we were both thinking like, do they probably think that we're horrible people because we've said she's really not very well and then she seems fine in there? And then the woman actually clocked on, the vet herself. She was amazing. She clocked on to sort of how we were probably looking. And she said, this is quite common that it feels like it's a day outing for the dogs. So they probably get a bit excited. But we know from looking at an owner whether the owner's making the right decision. And we can see it from what you've said and stuff. Like, she isn't the same. It's really difficult. But, like, we just knew it was she wasn't that same dog.
No, I took my last dog's death very well, considering it was like my childhood dog.
Yeah,
Abby said like because we knew he was going because he'd pretty much gone blind. He was deaf, and
was
then
that
like
Digger?
Yeah, and he just wasn't having a good life because we had Dante. And he was sort of just like getting to the size where he would pick up the dog and chuck him about. And so we just said, all right, time's time. And Abby said, oh, do you want to get some like treats and say goodbye and all that? And I was like, yeah, because it happened whilst I was at work.
Yeah.
And then came to the day, I just walked past his bed and I was like, you can say goodbye. I was like, oh yeah, see you in a bit, mate.
Yeah.
I just went to work.
It's sort of, sometimes it's just what you have to do, isn't it? Like, again, things like that you have your own coping mechanisms for.
Yeah, Sam said it's one of those that you've got to like shelf your own emotions and put the animal's life first. And if it's going to have a horrible life, and I genuinely do think humans should have the same option.
Well, I have to give a big shout out to, well, not a shout out, you won't see it, but my boss Pat, because he's always had dogs. He's always had German Shepherds, and they've most of the time when the dogs pass, it's because they've had them put down. And I think that's quite common with German Shepherds, to be fair. I think they're dogs that when they get later in life, they have a lot of issues. And when I said to him about, like we're thinking it's getting to the point soon where Tinks isn't doing too well, and he's not an overly emotional person. It's the first time I ever saw, almost with a tear in his eye, he sort of said, like, please don't let that dog suffer. Like, if you need to do it, like, you're doing the right thing if you need to do it. And I was like, oh Jesus, like it is a, it's weird to think that like I can know people that have died and I'm like, oh that's sad, but when it's your dog, like it literally is a member of your family, isn't it? It literally.
I mean, Morgan just said horses are the same because you've had them for like 20, 30 years.
Yeah,
I think it's the same with all animals. Like
there it goes. We've said it for ages. It's gone.
I wondered what that noise was.
I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did.
Yeah,
literally before we started the podcast, Ed put it up and said that is definitely fallen off. Let me know. I'm actually quite. It
survived for an hour 42. Actually, probably longer. Probably more like 2 hours. Now.
I know. I'm quite proud of it actually. Well, don't clap too hard; it'll fall off again.
Exactly. I meant I wasn't clapping too loud because I got people in bed next door, and I was not dealing with that if I woke them up. Hell no. But.
Any animal that you grow up with, any pet or anything, it is a member of your family. Like,
yep, it really is. I'm not ready for the day that dog passes.
I think for a lot of like you said, if kids have grown up with a pet and the pet passes, because obviously a lot of like dogs and cats and stuff, like lifespan is a lot shorter than humans. I think a lot of kids will grow up and that'll be their first experience of what death is their animal dying.
Yeah.
And that's
Sam
weird.
just made a valid point. He said not tortoises, they watch you die.
Oh yeah, true. Tortoises will watch you die and they'll be like, I'm going to watch your grandchildren die too. Like, they're watching generations of your family go, but...
I'm pretty sure I had human death before I had dog death. I had both my grandma and granddad died. It's staying down.
That was a violent one. That was...
Yeah.
I think...
Can you see my arm?
I think Abby's just kicked the wall to make sure that falls down for you.
My arm was jibbing out. That was horrible.
I think I had human death before. Animal death. I can't remember.
Morgan said, I don't know. I don't know how people don't like animals. He's very wary of those people. I'm probably the same. I would... Oh, that could be a bit deep.
Oh, no. Go on.
I'd probably save a lot of animals before I'd save a lot of people.
Yeah. I think with animals, the thing is, like, animals don't always know what's going on. And to me, that really upsets me that they're just like... Yeah. There's a really good quote that I've always gone by, and it almost sounds funny to start with, but I think it is just true for me, which is like, if my dog doesn't like you, I don't trust you, and if you don't like my dog, I don't trust you. Like, there's no winning in that situation.
I mean, I'm not going to say that, Morgan, but it's a cracking meme.
Oh, cool.
I think. It's the Kung Fu Panda one. I mean, I can say it. It's the one where it like pans to the tortoise and he's like, monkey.
Oh yeah.
But but the thing is, like, I love dogs, I'm the same with dogs, and I'm the same with when I go to a zoo. I love to see these animals, but then as soon as I go there, right, as soon as I think about it, I'm like, it's so unfair that they're pets.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, I get that my dog probably has a better life with me than he would if he was in the wild. He gets fed every day, he gets like played with, treats, everything. But
it's not the natural
still makes me
instincts.
No,
it's like not a
sad.
Natural life, is it? It is weird, like how.
But then look at how much of the world we destroy anyway. So would they even be?
Yeah.
Would they even be where they are?
I don't know. I wouldn't ever give up dogs as pets. I think it's too, but I'm the same with you. Especially things with like zoos and stuff. And again, watching the Seaspiracy documentary that we watched, it does put into context how fucking horrible humans are to animals. Like,
I get it's like survival of the fittest, but then at the same time, there should be room for other life.
There's that, and there's a difference between survival of the fittest in the way of like killing animal just for a food source and stuff, compared to like torture and just abuse for the sake of doing it. Like, that's not survival of the fittest. That's just being a horrible human being, like being a horrible person.
Morgan just said his dog couldn't survive in the wild because it wouldn't have an electric blanket. It. That's so true. That dog loves that blanket. It's great. But yeah, Seaspiracy is one of those that now every time I see people eating fish, I feel like such a Karen because I'm like, you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
But I suppose everything's a problem these days, isn't it?
Oh, we've said it multiple times on here, and I think it's the line that we'll keep saying. The world at the moment is fucked. Like,
yeah, we're doomed.
Like, a human race fucked, planet Earth fucked. Although there's that really big point that, what is it? It's like, if humans didn't have, if like any of the other animal species on Earth didn't exist, humans would die off. If humans didn't exist, no other animal species would die off.
Funny, huh?
Like, the world is a better place without humans, and as horrid as that is as a whole, it just is true. Planet Earth survives, and all the animal species survive if humans don't. If humans survive and keep going, we destroy planet Earth. That is literally what's happening.
Yep. Oh, I love life.
I know, it's great.
Well, the thing is we're there with nuclear weapons now.
Mm-hmm.
So all it takes is one person to get too upset, and that's that.
One button can end the world. Well, sorry, two keys and a red button or whatever it is can end the world. But
I wouldn't say it's scary because I don't really care about stuff like that. I mean, such a great mindset in life that if I died tomorrow, I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
I'm the same as you. I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm gonna deal with whatever happens, sort of thing. Like,
I just pass caring.
Yeah.
But, it's still bad. There's so many selfish people in this world that see things so black and white.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, like, oh yeah, well, the chicken was bred for me to eat it.
Yeah.
And I get that chicken tastes nice, but even if people like just had one or 2 days a week without meat, that would save so much. But people just wouldn't do it.
Imagine
and it's always the people who post stuff about it.
Imagine if all world governments came in and said like the consumption of meat or fish or any animal product food wise was banned over weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Like,
yeah.
The world would
You'd have some dodgy blokes down the street like, you want to buy a steak?
You want Saturday steak? Well, I've got what you need. But yeah,
Sunday roast. Fuck off.
Yeah, Sunday roast would be the new heroin, wouldn't it? Like, but it literally would. Like,
would.
Even that, even just banning the consumption of meat over weekends, could save the world. Like, I don't know. It's weird to think that we as a race
deeped it.
Oh yeah.
How don't you know that humans were around before and the Earth killed everyone and started again because of the mistakes, and by the time humans re-evolved, everything crumbled away? It's a very possible thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we were supposed to do conspiracy theories this week, but maybe we'll roll that onto next week.
We'll do that next week, or well, we're not really sure what we've got planned coming up. We're trying to get in contact with some more guests. We have got more guests planned, but some of those are a bit more distant in the future.
Well, and some of them rearranging stuff. So.
Yeah. So at the moment we're not in limbo, but we're not gonna say set in stone. We're getting this person now. We're doing just me.
Samson Morgan. It's nearly 2 a.m. I don't need the deep stuff now.
Now's not the time.
Morgan coming out with the shower thoughts.
Yeah, we can't set in stone at the moment any definite weekends we have got a guest or we haven't. We're kind of at the moment just going with what there is. We are obviously contacting people and getting guests involved and stuff because it's we've been having a hell of a lot of fun having guests involved. And like we say every week that we get a guest, but it honestly is the truth. We haven't had a bad guest on yet, and we've had interesting like. Alfie last week was completely different to what we've had so far, and it was so interesting to have him on. It was very interesting to talk to.
Banged views as well.
Did bang views, yeah. And then obviously like Morty the week before was
banged views,
and so he was even though he did similar sort of content and his platform was the same as other people we've had on, he's a step above, and he's on the same platform but at a different level on that platform. So that was interesting. So. Having guests has been so fun, and we really, without saying outrightly the sort of guests we want to get on, me and Ed have been in conversation about people that we could get on, we'd like to, and we're not just trying to pigeonhole ourselves into a certain platform or create a type. We're really pushing the boat out in the way of like who and what we're getting on. That's all I want to say about it, because I don't want to give too much away. But...
Morgan shower thought of the day. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Ooh, okay.
Well, when you have a fever, your body warms up to kill it. We could be the fever, and the planet is warming up to kill us. If you've watched Noel Fielding's luxury comedy, he draws a picture of Pele holding a cup of tea with like a white football down by his feet, and he's like. So what? It's Pele, and he's like holding a teacup, and he goes, "But is it a football, or is it a saucer for the teacup?" And everyone's just like, "What?"
Wow.
Sam's just put Morgan, please, I'm begging. It's tune of the week time, right?
It is tune of the week time.
I don't know what I have lined up here. I'm afraid.
I do, and I'm gonna sound like my nan with my choice, but. My nan's got good music taste for this because genuinely, like, I'm just gonna put it out there.
I'd kiss her.
It's Frank.
Don't say Frank Sinatra. That's my bloody song from last week.
No, but mine is Frank Sinatra. I Love You, Baby.
Oh, do you know what? This week, my most played songs are "Fly Me to the Moon," "My Way," is "Something Stupid," and "That's Life." So there you go. What am I gonna pick? Frank
Sinatra is a fucking banger, isn't he? Like,
I am gonna pick "Adidas" by Russian Village Boys.
I was just about to say I don't know what that is, and then you said who it's by, and I know exactly what that is. And you know what? The thing is, we laugh. It is so catchy.
It's a banger.
It is so good.
Morgan just said, "Is she a Gil?"
Yeah.
She wants it that way.
She wants it my way. No. Yeah, I love my nan to bits. Bless her. She's not a Gil though.
Oh,
rude. She's a lovely, beautiful woman. But,
I don't know how we managed to ramble through another 2 hours when we had stuff planned and we've just rambled all the way through it.
So a bit of a background for you guys. There was stuff planned for the second half of it, and we sort of said we're going to let ourselves just talk for the first half, because that's always something that happens with me and Ed. Is like, you know, even just the introduction.
It's nice after we've had guests on to just catch up a bit.
And our first question when it's just me and Ed is normally, you know, how's your week been? A bit of an update, and we know that we can talk from that quite a lot, and we do because we like to have an update. And we kind of just had to get rid of our second half plan of the thing because our update of how's your week been has then turned into how humans are destroying planet Earth, talking about healthy eating, talking about animals and dying, and it's very
So it always takes a morbid turn with us. It can never just stay on life. It always tends to death.
And it always goes down the route as well of hating people, not like disliking people. That
is a common theme. Ooh, weekly shout out. Fuck you, EA.
Oh, I was literally about to say that. I was just about to say, oh wait, we haven't spoken about EA. Fuck EA. Although, not fuck EA, because I have downloaded Battlefield 5 and I want to play that with you soon.
Ooh, we can play it after this.
Should we do it? Should we record some Battlefield 5?
I'm not going to record it, but I'll play it.
I might record it. Should we play it? I've not played it.
You can record it.
I'll record it.
I'm DTF.
Battlefield 5, yeah! Right, watch the LiquixZombie YouTube channel for some Battlefield 5 content somewhere in the next few months. Ed has frozen on a face of such, like, anger to the fact that I've just plugged my own channel here.
Oh, you froze. Good timing. Hello. I'm frozen.
Yeah, you've unfrozen.
Okay.
I was just saying, your screen froze and your face looks so angry with me for plugging my own channel like that at the end.
I don't care what you do. EdwardJg. What?
Subscribe to my Twitch channel where you could get your name tattooed on me.
Congrats to Sam.
Sam for being the first.
So are you getting Sam?
No, I'm getting the Barking Bee. It's the
send
Twitch
me Naruto
username.
First. I will send you Naruto first. Bear with me, Morgan.
It is the Twitch username that gets tattooed on me, so it is the Barking Bee.
You better. I would change it if I were you, Sam.
No. The massive. It's just going to be called the Massive Dick. No, it's going to be, what is it? 8 = capital D.
Why is it all movies? I don't want movies.
The Naruto movie. Naruto, if you'd like to sponsor the Midnight Club podcast, you're more than welcome to. Sasuke!
Something tells me they're not going to do that.
No.
Have you watched it?
No, I know some character names. Like, is it Shiru? Sasuke? The Firefox thing? The guy with the
Firefox thing?
He basically turns into Ninetales, doesn't he?
I don't know. If I watched it, we just went through that. Why can't I find the website I use?
I like One Piece. One Piece is my go-to anime. Like, I love Dragon Ball Z, obviously. Dragon Ball Super, but
Dragon Ball's my favourite.
But One Piece. One Piece is top tier.
Let me send this to Morgan. Where do you want me to send it to you? If you say Facebook now. Because I'm not logged into Facebook. I'll send it to you on Discord.
Right. I think now's probably a good time to do...
COVID all over the camera. No. Bloody hell.
Anyway, guys, that was episode 13 of the Midnight Club podcast. No, now's probably as good a time as any to actually do an outro, because I think we've just
100%. We've rambled our way through this. I need a wee so bad. So
thank you that everyone to everyone that has watched live and who's been putting messages in chat. We do actually really love just getting you involved in your messages when we can, which we can't always do as much when we have guests on, so it's nice to do when it's just us two.
It's a little bit frustrating, but it is nice to have interaction when we can. I feel like that's sort of the beauty of doing it live.
Yeah, and thank you to anyone that does watch the...
Donate £100.
Yeah, that too, obviously. No, thank you to anyone that does watch the podcast VOD on the channel afterwards. Please do leave comments on there on things you might like us to talk about, because we always want to know what you guys want to hear as well as just what we're talking about.
It's a fan channel, dude.
It's a fan channel. But thank you very much for watching. Anyone who has watched this, we hope you enjoyed. Please do leave some feedback, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Share it out to everyone that you think would be interested.
Piling them out.
I know. God, you'd think I'm getting paid for this, wouldn't you? Not yet. But
we do have a best bits coming out eventually. I'm not going to say when, because we have a few things in the pipeline for that, don't we?
Yeah, and I think we've both got like a million different ideas for everything currently. So things will come out. Things will come out eventually. That is always how it's going to be. But but thank you very much for watching. This has been episode 13 of the podcast, which is insane to say. And we will be back with you next week. It might just be me and Ed. It might be me, Ed, and a guest. We will sort of try and let you know a little bit before the time. We might not. We suck like that sometimes. We're
awful people.
We might just
jump
it on you.